Shirley. Come on. Hey, Shirley.
Wait your turn.
Come on, Shirley.
Hey, Shirley, how about some service? I'm coming.
Shirley, could you give us our check?
Well, hold on, fool. You ready to order?
Ready? Are you kidding? Shirley, come on, we gotta go. Shirley, we've been ready for 15 minutes.
Well, it's good practice.
Practice for what?
For the next 15 minutes.
I gotta eat soon. My stomach's begging for food. If I was your stomach, I'd beg for mercy. Hey, Shirley, come on and take our orders.
All right, what do you want, Dwayne?
Okay, let's see. I think I'll have
My change.
Right.
What?
Excuse me, young lady.
You excuse.
One moment, please.
Hands off, turkey.
I'm sorry. I'd like a seat.
If you got one, I'm gonna put it in the booth. Well, are you ready yet?
Yeah, let's
Shirley, what's the problem around here?
The problem is I'm doing everything. Serving, cleaning, cooking. I am a one-woman restaurant.
You are a chain of restaurants.
Don't mess me today, Rerun. I don't have time for you.
Where's Rob? How come he's not cooking?
Oh, he's down at restaurant supply place.
Oh, well, let's see. I think I have
Miss.
Right away.
We blew it again.
Who does he think he is?
We don't have any.
Shirley, who is that guy?
I don't know, but he must be a tourist. He asked for a menu without stains.
Can we order now?
Go ahead.
Oh,
Okay.
miss.
Oh, what?
Sorry.
There's Rob. Maybe we can get this place organized and decide what you want, Dwayne.
Huh?
Well, Mr. Barnes, what a surprise. How are you this fine day?
I'm fine.
Fine. How are things down at your fine bank?
Well, everything's fine down at my fine bank.
That's fine. It sure is a fine day for approving loans. Did I get mine?
Well, not quite yet.
Well, what's wrong?
Oh, nothing's wrong. I just thought I'd drop by and see how things operate here on a normal afternoon. Hope I didn't catch you off guard.
Oh, no. I'm glad you dropped by. It's always like this every afternoon.
Is it?
Oh, yes. Good business, good service, good food. Hey, Shirley, did you take this gentleman's order? You would have something, won't you?
Well, I would like to take a look at a clean menu.
Oh, well, our new menus are being printed up right now. We can make up anything you want. Shirley! Would you give this gentleman anything he wants?
Okay, what it'll be?
Well, I'll have a cup of espresso and a tuna and avocado sandwich on stone ground wheat.
You will? Where you gonna get all that?
Rob, what seems to be the problem?
That waitress seems to have an awful lot on her mind.
Well, what makes you say that?
Well, she was a little rude, and she gave me a dirty spoon.
Shirley should know better. I'll talk to her.
Listen to him. He's complained ever since he walked in here.
Forget about him, Shirley. I've decided.
Shirley!
Now what is it?
Shirley, this spoon is dirty.
Wait till you see the kitchen.
Get a clean spoon.
No, you get a clean spoon. Did I get it? See, I've been cooking, writing orders, waiting on tables, trying to make you some money, and you just stand around doing nothing, talking to that pinstripe pest.
I know it's hard to get help, but that's ridiculous.
Yes, I know, and I like to apologize for her behavior. It will not happen again.
Don't worry about it.
Here's your clean spoon. Anything else?
Yes.
What?
You're fired.
Fired? Well, that's just fine by me, Rob. Just fine. Here. I don't work the place anyhow. Now, it's okay by me. I don't care.
I'm sorry you had to do that, but I admire a man who can make those kind of decisions.
Oh, you do?
Yes. I'm impressed, Rob, really impressed. I'll bring Mr. Grayson back tomorrow afternoon,
Mr. Grayson?
our chief loan officer, to check out my recommendation that we approve your bank loan.
Hey, man, that's fine. Fine.
It's gonna be a fine day,
A bank loan, so that's who that cat is.
Yeah. No wonder Rob's been slobbering all over him. Yeah, but firing Shirley because of him is cold.
Yeah. Somebody should tell Rob off.
Yeah. And it should be one of us. All right.
Okay, who wants to do it?
I'll handle it.
All right, Rerun.
Rob!
What is it?
That's something you ought to know.
What?
Tell him, Dwayne.
Congressional. C-O-N-G. What a stupid word.
Hi, D. Mama home?
She's in the kitchen fixing our dinner.
Mom, I'm home.
Hey, don't bother her, Roz. She's fixing our dinner.
Are you staying for dinner, Rerun?
Thanks for the invitation. I accept.
Mama, throw in another crop of potatoes.
Oh, hello, fellas. Hi, Miss Tom. Roger, you're home early.
Yeah, we're not gonna hang around Rob's anymore.
Oh?
Shirley got fired.
Fired? What happened?
Well, Rob is trying to borrow some money, so the guy from the bank came in today, and Shirley insulted him.
She should know better.
She didn't know he was from the bank.
That doesn't matter. A person shouldn't insult another person no matter who he is. You should know that, fool.
Watch your mouth, dear.
She can't, it moves too fast.
Was Shirley very upset?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, she was crying a little. Oh. Say, why don't we call her and invite her over for dinner?
I'll call her. What's her number?
I don't know. You guys know it?
Nope.
Call information, D.
I'm not calling any information.
Why not?
Because when you call information, some dumb man on a record yells at you. And you can't yell back because he's on a record. And if I want to listen to a record, I'm going upstairs and listening to Stevie Wonder.
Why don't you just go and look her up in the book, Roger?
Right. Oh.
Now what's the matter?
I don't know her last name. Dwayne?
No, I just call her Shirley.
Rerun.
I don't know. Every time we want her, we just say, hey, Shirley. Maybe her first name is Hey, and her last name is Shirley.
Why don't you just go over to her place and invite her? Dinner won't be ready for another hour.
An hour?
Rerun.
Come on, let's go. Shirley needs us.
Back to your homework, young lady.
Congressional.
Go away.
It's us, Shirley. We want to talk to you.
Go ahead.
Come on, Shirley, let us in.
Okay.
Hey, Shirley.
Did we interrupt anything?
Not yet, but in 15 minutes, Billy D. Williams coming over.
Hey, we're sorry about what happened this afternoon.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, but if that guy wasn't from the bank, Rob probably wouldn't have fired you.
Oh, is that who he was?
Yeah.
Well, what you want anyway?
Well, my mom wanted to know if you'd like to come over for dinner.
I'm not a charity case. Yeah.
Perk up, Shirley. Think of it this way. It's not the end of a job. It's the beginning of a new life with nothing to do. Was that stupid?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Cheryl, is this your graduation picture?
No, those are my brothers and sisters.
All of them?
They better be. They're the ones I send money home to. Used to anyway.
Hey, cheer up. Don't worry, my mom will help you figure out something. Now, come on, let's go. Come on.
All right.
We'll wait outside while you change.
Hey, no, she looks fine just the way she is. And besides, we don't have time anyway.
Unless you happen to be the good fairy, Dwayne.
Huh?
Then you can turn this into a gown and this pumpkin into a coat.
Well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow, Raj. That was a great meal. Thanks.
Hey, you're welcome. You made my mama feel good, because she loves to see people eat.
She should feel good for a week.
She's a great cook, your mama.
Yeah, she is, isn't she? You sure you don't want to stay and talk to Shirley?
No, man. My mama killed me. I'm already an hour late for dinner.
Oh, thanks for helping with the dishes, Shirley.
It's my pleasure.
No, it was mine.
Yeah, you got off the hook tonight, didn't you? But the kitchen floor still needs sweeping.
Handle it, Raj. I got homework.
Just a minute, young lady.
It's okay, Mama. I finished my homework anyway.
Well, all right. You could thank Roger.
Yeah, I could.
Come on, Shirley, let's sit down and talk. Come on, Shirley. Ooh, that's quite a large family you have there. 7 sisters and brothers.
Yeah, and it takes a lot to feed them.
This is true. Say, how old were you when your father passed away?
16. But don't think that my mother and I can't handle it. Between us, we've done pretty good.
I know. So let's see what we can do to keep it going.
Well, I was thinking, maybe you can help me get some work as a maid, you know, just until something else comes along.
Honey, once you start working as a maid, the only something else that'll come along is another house to clean.
But I need work. I got to send money home.
Well, let's see what we can find. Let's look in the classifieds section.
It's a waste of time, Miss Thomas. I never graduated high school. I can't type. I can't take shorthand. I can't do anything.
Stop knocking yourself, Shirley. There are a lot of things you can do. You've got a sharp mind, and listen, you're on the ball.
You really believe that?
I really do. Now, wait a minute. Here's something. Make $200 a week without leaving your house.
Hey, wait a second, Mrs. Thomas.
I wasn't finished, Shirley.
Oh.
Sell real estate over the phone. Need city license and card to follow leads. Well, there must be something else here.
Don't waste your time, Miss Thomas. I already looked.
Oh, don't give up, Shirley. I mean, these days there are lots more opportunities for women. You know about women's rights?
Yeah, this morning I went right to work. This afternoon I'm right out of a job. Look, I'd love to start this day all over again. You know, I really like that job.
Oh, Shirley, you'll see. Something even better will come along.
Here, Shirley.
What's that?
$3.75. I've been saving it up for a rainy day, but you might as well take it because Mama won't let me go out in the rain.
Oh, thanks, Dee. But you keep saving till you have an even 10, then maybe I'll take it. Thanks, Miss Thomas. See you, Rod. Thanks again, Dee.
All right, Shirley, now take care.
Okay.
Take care, Shirley. Oh, shoot. Mama, what are we going to do? Mama, what are we going to do?
Raj, don't interrupt Mama while she's going.
That's it.
What?
Call Rerun and Dwayne and tell them get right over here.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna try the old squeeze play.
What do you mean?
What's the difference? If Mama and Rerun are doing the squeezing, it'll work.
Come on, Shirley. How long does it take for a person to get ready?
I'm ready.
Good. Come on, let's go.
I don't know, Raj. This doesn't seem right.
It is right. It's my mama's idea. She said Cesar Chavez did it, Martin Luther King did it, and there's nothing wrong with it. Now, come on.
I don't know. I feel sorry for Rob a little.
Feel sorry for Rob? He fired you and you feel sorry for him? Now, come on, if this works out, you don't have to feel sorry for him anyway. Now, come on, everything will be all right.
I don't know.
Shirley,
What?
you're really getting on my nerves.
But these...
Raj, Dwayne, and Rerun got the gang to do this. Are you gonna let them do everything for you?
I guess not.
Then move it.
Where is everybody? Hello, Dwayne.
Hi, Rob.
What do you have?
The telephone. Hey, what's happening, Rob?
All right, Marvin, what do you want?
The men's room.
All right, Rerun. Huh? Tell me, how do you feel?
Starved.
I love it. What do you have?
Nothing, I'm on a diet.
Line's busy. I'll call again later. Get down, Rerun. Where's that?
Hi, Rob.
Oh, hi, Bubba. What'd it be?
That was it.
What can I get you fellas?
Hey, where's Shirley?
Well, Shirley isn't here anymore. Raj, what's going on here?
Not very much as far as I can see.
Come on, kids. Where is everybody?
Well, who do we look like? Starsky and Hutch?
What are you doing here, Shirley?
I came to get a bite to eat.
All right. What do you want?
May I see a menu? Thank you. I see you got a lot of delicious things on the menu today. Can you scrape some off so I can read the words?
Hey, Shirley.
Hi, dear Raj. How are you? Hi, fellas.
Can't wait to see you at your new place.
Good. I'm looking forward to waiting on you.
Oh, what new place? What are you talking about?
This fork is dirty, Ron.
What new place?
Clean fork, Ron.
Yeah. What new place?
I got a job as a waitress at the new place on Crenshaw.
Yeah, and she starts this afternoon, and all the kids going over to welcome her.
I guess that's why nobody's here, Rob. You know the gang. I mean, Shirley may be a little wild, loud, brazen, impolite,
Rude and pushy and oversized and slow.
And strong and shut up food.
but the gang loves her. And what she serves, we eat. And that's the way it goes, Rob.
I get a feeling that you can be coaxed into coming back to work.
Maybe she can and maybe she can't, depending on the amount of the cokes.
I'll give her just what she got before, not a penny more. How about it, Shirley?
How about it, Shirley? That's not my idea of an apology.
Shirley, I'm sorry. Would you please come back to work?
Roger,
It's up to you.
hit it, D.
Hey, Shirley, right on. Hey.
Just like I told you, Mr. Grayson. Packed.
I like it.
What do you want, Pinstripe?
What do you recommend?
A new suit. You know, you'd be kind of cute in the right clothes.
I like that girl. She's just the right type for a place like this. Right, Barnes?
All right, sir. Let's grab a seat. Oh, Rob. I'd like you to meet Mr. Grayson, our chief loan officer.
I'm glad to meet you, sir. By the way, Mr. Barnes, about Shirley.
I like that girl. She's the right type of waitress for a place like this.
Well, I thought you would. Have a seat, please. Hey, Shirley!
1 minute. Now, what do you want?
Shirley!
I'll be right back.
Give these fine gentlemen anything they want.
Come on, what do you have?
How's the fish today?
How do you think it is? Dead.
How's your homework coming along, Dee?
Fine. Ask me how to spell congressional.
Okay. How do you spell congressional?
I don't know.
Come in. Hi, Shirley.
Hi, Mrs. Thomas. Roger in?
Oh, they're all upstairs. Hey, fellas, come on down. Shirley's here.
How's work, Shirley?
Great, D.
Terrific. I'm happy to hear.
Hey, Shirley. Hi, Shirley.
How
you doing, Shirley?
Hey, look at here. Listen. I just wanted to thank you and to give you a present.
A present? You didn't have to go and get us a present.
Yeah, and besides, you didn't even get a raise, so why you throwing your money around?
Didn't cost me a penny. I negotiated for it.
What is it, Shirley?
There it is. Rob's new menu.
So what kind of present is that?
Open it up and look on the sandwiches.
Rob's special sandwiches. Number 1, the Roger.
They named the sandwich after me?
Sure did. The Roger, a thin slice of meat and nothing else.
That's my Roger, all right.
Number 2, the Dwayne.
What's a Dwayne?
A little chicken.
That's me.
And this one is perfect.
The rerun.
Yeah, the rerun.
Hey, what's a rerun sandwich?
The rerun. 2 thin slices of whole wheat bread, a leaf of lettuce, a touch of margarine, and a slice of tomato stuffed into a barbecued pig.
Hey, is he?
I don't know. He's an hour late already.
Are you ready to order yet?
No, we're gonna wait for Rod, Shirley.
Well, you got 5 more minutes and I gotta throw you out, Dwayne.
Why me and not rerun?
Oh, I don't throw him out. I'll roll him out.
Hey, what's happening?
Well, how's it going, Raj?
It could be better.
I guess you didn't rent Dee's room yet, huh?
No, we interviewed everybody. I never thought it'd be this tough to find a boarder.
What happens if your mama can't raise the money for those extra taxes?
I guess I'll just have to get a job.
You know she won't let you work.
I know, but we're really down, Dwayne.
My brother Dewey's looking for a partner in his new business.
Uh-oh. What kind of racket is it this time?
It's not a racket, Raj. He's just cashing in on the tourist trade in Hollywood. Everybody wants to know how the stars live.
That's no good. Hollywood is loaded with people selling maps to the stars' homes.
Maps, yes, but what about blueprints?
Hey, you guys, did you get the latest edition of the school newspaper? Check out this headline I came up with.
Basketball star crushed. Jerome Hookshot Davis was crushed when his girlfriend broke up with him. Yeah, you're some great editor, Mark.
Hey, thanks, man. You guys want a newspaper?
No thanks.
I'll pass.
This is no newspaper.
What do you mean?
Oh, come on. There must be better things to write about than who's dating who and what the new pom-pom girls are wearing.
Cheerleaders like their name in print.
How do you know?
They have ways of showing their appreciation.
Oh, you're selling out, Marvin.
But the price is right.
Marvin, you're not dealing with any of the issues of the day.
What issues?
Taxes, inflation, old age, unemployment.
That's what the paper's supposed to be about.
Right.
All right, tell you what. You guys write an article about all that, and I'll print it. Deal?
Deal.
Good luck. Deadline is Friday at noon, okay?
You got it.
All right.
Hey, how about that, guys? We're reporters.
Let's go, let's go. What is gonna be?
Shirley, we're doing an article on inflation. Can we ask you a question?
Sure.
How'd you get so inflated?
What's so funny? Huh? You hear something funny? What? Did I hear something?
Hi, D.
Hi.
Hey, D.
Where's Mama?
Upstairs showing my room to some man named Mr. Simmons.
Oh, is he okay?
How should I know? I'm no doctor.
D, don't be so mad. We need the money. You might like sleeping with Mama.
What are those?
Dietetic pretzels.
How can pretzels be dietetic?
Easy. You can't have any.
Watch it, Dwayne.
I'm so glad you liked the room, Mr. Simmons.
It was perfect.
This is my son Roger and his friends.
How do you do?
Oh, excuse me. We're writing an article on the economy for our school paper. Are you as underprivileged as you look?
What? And now, if the kitchen is adequate, I'm prepared to move in.
Right this way, Mr. Simmons.
Everything looks cool, Raj.
Yeah, I hope so, Rewrite.
Does the water come out of the faucet cold? I love cold water.
Right. Oh, Mrs. Simmons, I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Simmons.
I like cold water, but not in my pants.
Mama, what happened?
The pipe burst.
Oh, no. Come on, Dwayne, Rewrite.
Mr. Simmons, we'll fix the pipe.
No, today it's the pipe, tomorrow the roof.
Are you going to take the room?
No, I am not going to take the room.
Good. Now, would you please leave because you're dripping all over the rug?
Well, we shut off the valve, Mama. I guess we better call the plumber.
Hold it, Raj. We don't have any money to pay a plumber.
We could if you let me take that job down at the supermarket.
Now, I've told you 1,000,000 times you're not taking any job.
Why don't I just call Daddy and ask him for the money?
No way. We never asked him for any extra money before, and we're not going to start now. But you can call him and ask him to come over and see if he can fix it for us.
Okay.
And Dee,
Yes, Mama.
be nice.
Okay.
Asking her to be nice is like asking Muhammad Ali to be humble.
Hello, Daddy? Yeah, this is Dee. Listen, the pipe just broke. Can you come over here right away and fix it? Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, school's fine, but... Yeah, Roger's fine, but... Yes, Mama is fine. Are you finished? Then can you come over here right away and fix the pipe before we all drown?
Daddy, you all right?
Yeah, fine. Boy, what's wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thomas.
Why'd you want to turn the water on while I was under there trying to fix the sink?
I was thirsty.
Thirsty?
Hi.
Hi, Mama.
Did you find out what was wrong, Bill?
Yeah, the garbage disposal was clogged.
Well, don't worry about it, Daddy. We can use rerun until it's fixed.
It's fixed.
Come on, Rerun. Give us a hand.
Bill, I'm sorry I had to call you. I hope I didn't put you out.
No, nonsense, Mabel. It's all right. Besides, it gave me a chance to spend some extra time with Roger and Dee. Oh, look, Mabel, I'd like to help you out with a few dollars now.
No way. What? No way, Bill.
Mabel.
No, Bill. I don't want to take no money from you.
Mabel, I don't think you understand.
Listen, Bill.
I said that I would like to help you out. Fact is, I can't.
What?
I lost my job. I got fired.
You lost your job?
Yeah, that's why I was home when Dee called. Home. That's funny.
What does that mean?
I'm gonna lose my apartment, too. They raised the rent.
Poor daddy.
Poor everybody. You're out of a job. We can't pay our taxes. We can't find a border. Honey, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah. But speaking of water, I found this in the sink, young lady. It was clogging it up.
What is that?
It's a 5th grade report card with 2 D's and 4 C's.
When did this come, young lady?
Just now. You think with all the taxes you're paying, the post office could deliver it to the front door instead of sending it through the plumbing? I don't blame you for being mad at them.
2 D's and 4 C's, huh? You used to get A's. Now you get over there and study your homework right now. You hear?
Yes, Mom.
Maybe I can help us all. I need a room. You need a boarder.
No, Bill.
Oh, Mama, come on. He's our father. He needs and we need, so why not?
All right, I'll put it to a vote. You're not in this. Dee, come on back over here, honey. What's your vote, Roger?
Yes.
Dee?
Well, you will be staying in my room.
So?
I want it kept neat.
I will keep it as neat as a pin.
Uh-huh. Got any references?
I was married to your mother.
Not bad. Okay, let's give him a shot.
All right, Mama, it's up to you now.
All right, but just for a week. And then we'll see what happens.
All right.
All right.
All right, for a week, in advance.
Mabel, I'm just not one of them guys from off the street. I was married to you. You know me.
This is true. In advance.
Yeah. Robin, I know your father doesn't pay rent, but I come from a broken home. Yeah? Well, I think my mom is trying to glue it back together. Sure, he's nice. He's my daddy. But he's a man, and you've got to watch them every minute. I gotta go. Our boarder just came in. See you tomorrow. Bye. How's my room?
Oh, it's very comfortable, very comfortable.
I know it's comfortable. I used to live there, remember?
So do you want it back?
You paid for a week. You still got 3 days to go.
And then?
And then we'll discuss it.
We'll discuss it. Well, don't I get a kiss when I come home, young lady?
You know the rules. No messing with the landlord's daughter.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, son, doing your homework?
Just finished.
Ah, good. Well, listen.
Hi. Sorry I'm late. I had to go all the way to Riverside Drive to get those ribs. You know, the ones you like?
Oh, wow, it's wonderful, Mabel. I'm sorry, but,
You can have dinner with us, can't you?
well, no, I can't. I made her the plans. I should have said
Oh,
something.
come on, Bill. You don't have to report to me.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm going to go upstairs and take a shower. And by the way, I fixed the shower head. You won't have to get a new one.
Hey, you know, it's nice having you around again as a boarder.
Well, thanks. I'm enjoying it, too. Huh?
Mama. Mama. Mama.
Oh, huh?
You waiting for me to cook dinner?
Now, I want you to concentrate in school, young lady. The only D I want to see on your report card is your name.
Morning.
Morning, Dad.
Good morning, Bill. Would you like to have some coffee or something?
Oh, no, I don't have time. I got to run.
Oh, well, I hope you find something today. And by the way, if you haven't made any plans, maybe we can all eat together tonight.
You know, I can't. But maybe we can all do something together this weekend, huh?
Okay.
Well, I'll see you later. Bye, kids.
Bye. See you there.
Bye, Mabel.
Bye, Bill.
You got a crush on him, don't you?
What if I do?
Trouble.
What do you mean, trouble?
Well, I had a crush on a guy once when I was a kid. And I was impossible to live with.
Let's go.
You're still impossible to live with. Get out of here and go to school. Go.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Ron.
Hey.
Hey, Shirley, I'll have a chocolate sundae.
And Dwayne?
No, just a chocolate sundae.
Oh, that's heavy.
Bring me a root beer, Shirley.
Okay.
You're sure in a good mood.
And why not? I got my homework done for the weekend, and I think I might be getting a permanent live-in father pretty soon.
Oh, get down, Raj. Your folks really hitting it off, huh?
That's right. Now, if we can just get my daddy a full-time job, man, we're all set.
Well, hey, why don't we find out why your father got fired for the newspaper article?
That's right. What cab company did he work for anyway?
Red Globe.
Hey, get him on the phone, Rerun.
Who made you the senior reporter? If you want him, you get him on the phone.
That's okay with me. I was just giving you first chance at whatever change there might be in the coin return slot.
I'm getting him on the phone, Dwayne.
Okay, one Sunday for Raj,
Thank you.
and one root beer soda for Dwayne, and one buffet for the buffalo. Where did he run off to anyhow?
He's on the phone.
May I speak to the manager? This is Mr. Freddie Rerun Stubbs. I'm with one of the city's major newspapers, and I'm writing an article on why you fired Mr. Bill Thomas. Now, I want the truth, or I should make an exposure. What was that? He wasn't? He did? Is that the truth? Will you swear to that on a six-pack of Bibles?
That's stat.
Right. Okay, thanks.
And what was that all about?
Oh, well, I can't remember.
What do you mean you can't remember?
He talks so fast.
What did he say, Rerun?
He said he never fired your father. And I don't want to talk about it anymore.
What else did he say about my father?
Well, he said he would never fire him. He's the best man he's got. And your dad called and said he was on his way to his apartment.
I thought you didn't have that apartment anymore.
So did I.
You're really upset, aren't you, Raj?
Yeah.
So I guess you won't be wanting your Sunday.
Coming. Who is it?
Roger Thomas. Your son.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Come in, Roger.
Why?
Sit down, Roger.
Daddy, why did you say you got fired? Why did you say you lost this apartment? And why did you lie to me?
I'm your father, Roger. And a son does not call his father a liar.
Okay, I'm sorry, Daddy. Why did you do the thing that's called a lie by everybody else except a son to a father?
But I did not lie to your mother. I told her an untruth.
Oh, got it. So you told her you were fired when you weren't, and you lost your apartment when you didn't.
Right.
I see. For a second there, I thought you were lying.
I told your mother an untruth because I know that she needed money. And I knew that if I just offered it to her, she wouldn't take it, so I pretended that I needed a room.
So that's why you were hardly around the house. You kept coming back here.
Right, and dating and working and doing all the things I always do. Now, can you understand that?
Yeah.
Good. Now, listen, Roger. We got to continue to keep this a secret from your mama until she gets back on her feet.
No, Daddy.
What do you mean?
This is gonna really sound dumb.
Well?
Mama's kind of hung up on you, Daddy.
Oh, no. Really?
So it seems that we're down to two choices. Either you hung up on her too, and you come back, or you don't come back anymore and we tell her the truth.
Well, Roger, why can't we just leave things the way they are?
Because she'd only get hurt. And Mama's had an awful lot of hurting for a lady who never hurt nobody in her whole life.
Oh. Well, you're right, son. I care a lot for your mother, but that's about it. Can you understand that?
Sure, Dad. Well, I'll pack your things up at home and I'll get them over to you. And I'll explain everything to Mama.
Good. Roger, how can a young man like you be so wise?
Heredity, Daddy. Heredity. On my mother's side.
Is that all you can tell me, Dwayne? You have no idea where he is? None at all? Are you sure, Dwayne? Dwayne, stop saying,
Here comes Raj, Mama, just walking along as if nothing happened after he caused you all that worry.
He's coming now, Dwayne. Thank you. Bye.
He's strolling along as if everything was all right and he wasn't going to be spanked and sent to his room for a year.
I never said anything about a spanking.
Well, there you are, finally. And thank your lucky stars you're not my son.
Oh, thank you, lucky star.
Where have you been, Roger? It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, sit down, Mom. I got something to tell you.
Here it comes, No Job City.
All right. Where have you been, Roger?
Mama, I got something to tell you, and you're not gonna like it.
What is it?
You can get mad at me, you can yell, and you can punish me.
What is it, Roger?
But it's final, and nothing anybody can say can change it.
Raj.
What?
You're getting on my nerves.
Now, out with it.
I got a job.
What? Now, I've told you a million
times. You've told me a million times, and you've been wrong, Mama. Wrong.
Uh-oh, that did it. I'm gonna be an only child.
That's right, you're wrong, Mama. I'm old enough to bring some money into this house so we can make all our lives easier. So we don't need any boarders, and Dee can have her own room back.
The kid makes a lot of sense.
Well, Roger, I told you, I don't want anything interfering with your homework and your studies.
And nothing will. Instead of just hanging around, I'll be working part-time at the supermarket. I got a job there today.
But, Roger...
It pays $3.20 an hour. I work 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's $48, Mama. I'm helping. I help you, and that's important to me. And you see, it won't interfere with my grades one bit. Now, I'm the man of this house, damn it, and that's the way it's gonna be.
The kid's got a lot of spunk.
Well, looks like my baby's all grown up. All right. But we'll have to tell your father he has to move out.
I already told him. I bumped into him earlier, and he understood. And things worked out anyway. He got his old job back, and his apartment was still available. He got that back, too.
Well, it'll look like we'll live happily ever after, huh?
That's about it, Mama.
Will you miss Daddy not being here, Mama?
I guess I will. It was nice having him around. But you know what?
What?
I know that dad of yours very well. He has his warm spells and his cold spells. And we can thank our lucky stars we had him during one of his warm spells. You can understand that, can't you?
I understand.
I don't understand. His warm spells, cold spells, I don't know if you're talking about my daddy or the weatherman.
This
too hard, Raj. Maybe we should just forget the whole thing.
Yeah, if Marvin wants to print junk in the school paper, we just won't read.
No, we've got to write this article. It's our obligation to inform the people. What's a newspaper for?
Training dogs.
This is Thomas' residence?
Yes, it is.
Where's that room you're renting?
It's upstairs.
Thanks.
But see, we're not. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Yeah, 2-6. I'm gonna have to work on that.
What are you doing?
I wanted to see how long it would take me to run up and down your stairs. I'm on the USC track team.
Well, somebody must have given me the wrong directions at the starting block. This is not the USC track.
Yeah, I know. I want to rent the room. See?
Oh, yeah, well, listen,
Dean.
Dean. Well, the room is not available anymore. I got a job, so we're not gonna rent it.
Oh, yeah? Hey, well, if you change your mind, call Collins Hall at SC and ask for Rabbit.
Okay.
If I'm not there, try the Poli-Sci Library.
What's poli-sci?
What's Poli-Sci? Hey, little brother, Poli-Sci is a study of man's struggle with the political machine. It's the masses versus the elite. It's the popular electorate being manipulated by the Washington bureaucracy.
It's social studies, guys.
Yeah, that's right. Later.
The morning sun filtered through the blinds of the Winslow household, casting thin golden stripes across the living room carpet where Rog and Dwayne were sprawled on the floor, engrossed in the latest issue of a comic magazine they had found in the corner of the room. Dwayne, always the one with the boundless energy, had already devised a plan for the day, which, in his mind, involved a mix of adventure and minor chaos, the kind that only a pair of teenage boys could imagine without consequence. Rog, on the other hand, was more cautious, reading over the panels with intense focus, occasionally glancing up to make sure Dwayne wasn't attempting anything particularly foolish, which, given Dwayne's history, was a frequent occurrence. Across the room, in the kitchen, Dee, the ever-watchful babysitter with an endless patience that had been tried and tested over months, was sipping her coffee while keeping a careful eye on the antics unfolding in the living room. She had developed a certain sixth sense about when trouble was about to strike, and as she noticed Dwayne quietly setting up a line of toy soldiers on the edge of the coffee table, she prepared herself for the inevitable. Meanwhile, Mark, Roger's older brother, was in the process of struggling with his morning routine, battling an uncooperative showerhead that had a tendency to spray water in all directions except where he needed it most. The battle of man versus plumbing had been going on for several days, and Mark's patience was thinning, a detail not lost on his younger brother Rog, who, though fascinated by the mechanics of chaos, knew better than to intervene directly. As the clock ticked toward mid-morning, the Winslow house began to hum with a quiet energy that only suburban households filled with curiosity, teenage restlessness, and adult responsibility could produce. Outside, the neighborhood was waking up slowly, the sound of a lawnmower droning in the distance, a dog barking at a passing car, and the occasional shout of a parent calling after their child combined to create a soundtrack that was both mundane and oddly comforting. The scent of breakfast, pancakes, fried eggs, and bacon, wafted through the air, mingling with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee, grounding the house in a sense of normalcy that, to the outside observer, would have appeared completely ordinary. Yet, within the walls of the Winslow household, the ordinary was merely a veneer, thinly concealing the constant undercurrent of mischief, planning, and personal drama that seemed to follow the family and their close friends wherever they went. It was during this precarious balance of calm and chaos that a sudden idea struck Dwayne like a bolt of lightning. He leapt from the carpet with all the drama he could muster, sending a few comic magazines skittering across the floor, and announced that he had come up with the perfect way to test his latest strategic thinking skills. Rog, sensing the gravity of the moment, or at least the impending disaster, scrambled to his feet, his mind racing to calculate potential outcomes. Dee, now fully alert, put down her coffee and moved closer to the living room, positioning herself between the boys and what she could already predict would be a catastrophic experiment in miniature warfare. The plan, as Dwayne explained with the kind of fervor that only someone completely confident in their brilliance could muster, involved staging a firing squad scenario using their army of toy soldiers. Each soldier had a role, meticulously assigned, and Dwayne had even gone as far as creating a strategy map on the living room carpet with masking tape. Rog, whose understanding of strategy came more from comic book battles than real-life logic, tried to offer advice, but Dwayne waved him off with a theatrical flourish, insisting that his plan was flawless and would go down in the annals of their neighborhood history as a masterpiece of tactical execution. Dee sighed, realizing that resistance was futile, her role, as she had reluctantly accepted over the years, was not to prevent these experiments outright but to ensure that no one actually got hurt in the process. She moved a chair closer to the battlefield and crossed her arms, ready to intervene if anything escalated beyond the manageable. As Dwayne began issuing orders to his tiny plastic troops, carefully lining them up and giving each one a purpose in the grand design of the day's adventure, a knock came at the door, sharp and unexpected. The sudden interruption caused Dwayne to momentarily falter, his hand hovering in the air as if frozen by the very idea of disruption. Rog turned toward the door, and Dee, ever alert, signaled for caution. With a practiced grace, Dee opened the door to reveal Mr. Anderson, the Winslow's next-door neighbor, who had an expression of bemused curiosity. He carried a package under his arm and wore a look that suggested he had just witnessed something odd or perhaps was anticipating an explanation for the chaotic scene that would inevitably unfold as soon as he stepped inside. Dwayne, quick to recover, greeted Mr. Anderson with the kind of enthusiasm that only amplified the intensity of the room, explaining the grand plan in a flurry of words, gestures, and exaggerated hand movements. Rog, meanwhile, subtly edged closer to Dee, whispering concerns about potential messes, broken furniture, and parental wrath, all of which were reasonable considerations given past incidents. Mr. Anderson, listening carefully, nodded along with an expression that alternated between fascination and mild apprehension. He placed the package on the counter and remarked that he had a small delivery for them, something that, he hinted, might actually add an interesting twist to their morning activities. Intrigued, Wayne immediately abandoned his troops for a moment and approached the counter, curious to discover what the mysterious package contained. Rog, following closely behind, remained cautious, sensing that the introduction of new variables could turn a control experiment into an unpredictable scenario, which, in Dwayne's case, almost always happened. Dee, watching with a mixture of amusement and wariness, braced herself for what would certainly be a moment of heightened excitement. The package, once opened, revealed a collection of items that were both ordinary and extraordinary, ranging from harmless gadgets to unexpected novelty items that suggested possibilities far beyond the original scope of Dwayne's toy soldier experiment. As the contents were examined, the room buzzed with anticipation, Dwayne's eyes lit up with ideas, and Roger's mind raced through a series of hypothetical outcomes, each more elaborate and complicated than the last. Dee, recognizing the signs of impending chaos, positioned herself strategically, ready to mediate disputes, prevent accidents, and maintain some semblance of order in the unfolding scene. Mr. Anderson, satisfied with the entertainment value of his impromptu involvement, stepped back and observed, content to watch the drama unfold like a carefully crafted sitcom episode played out in real time. As Dwayne's plan evolved, incorporating the new elements from the package, it became clear that the morning was no longer simply a matter of toy soldiers and imaginary battles. The household had transformed into a dynamic arena where strategy, imagination, and interpersonal negotiation collided. Rog, attempting to apply logic and reason, tried to suggest modifications to Dwayne's increasingly elaborate plan, but Dwayne, fully immersed in his role as Commander-in-Chief, waved away objections with grandiose hand gestures and proclamations of victory yet to be achieved. Dee, patient as ever, reminded both boys to consider practicalities, safety measures, and the potential consequences of overzealous actions. Meanwhile, the sun continued its slow arc across the sky, casting shifting shadows across the room, highlighting the dramatic contrast between innocence, mischief, and the subtle art of managing chaos in a household that thrived on both. Outside, the neighborhood moved forward obliviously, unaware of the small-scale strategic battles and theatrical performances taking place just beyond sight, where creativity, imagination, and the occasional temper flare combined to create a morning that would undoubtedly be remembered for its mixture of laughter, tension, and the enduring bond between friends and family who navigated life's challenges together. The scenario, as it developed, hinted at a larger story, one that involved not just the immediate antics of Dwayne, Roach, and Dee, but also the subtle interplay of relationships, personalities, and the unpredictable consequences of decisions made in the heat of youthful enthusiasm. With every passing minute, the tension and excitement mounted, laying the groundwork for a day filled with surprises, lessons, and memorable moments that would, in time, become part of the rich tapestry of the Winslow household's collective experience. By mid-morning, the firing squad had transformed from a simple game of toy soldiers into a complex series of challenges, involving strategic deployment, rapid problem-solving, negotiation, and the occasional dramatic outburst, all punctuated by laughter, exclamations, and the unmistakable energy of youth. Roach, now fully engaged in the scenario, had begun to devise his own strategies, sometimes conflicting with Dwayne's grandiose plans, leading to moments of tension and compromise that highlighted the intricacies of their friendship. Dee, maintaining her role as mediator and overseer, ensured that conflicts remained harmless, redirecting energy when necessary and subtly guiding the boys toward constructive outcomes without dampening their enthusiasm. The presence of Mr. Anderson added an additional layer of complexity, as his subtle interventions, occasional hints, and bemused commentary influenced the unfolding dynamics, creating a nuanced interplay between guidance, observation, and participatory amusement. As the hours passed, the Winslow living room, once a calm space of domestic order, had been transformed into a vibrant, dynamic environment where imagination ruled, strategy was tested, and interpersonal dynamics played out in real time. The sounds of laughter, debate, and occasional exclamations filled the air, blending seamlessly with the ambient suburban noise outside, creating a rich auditory landscape that mirrored the visual spectacle unfolding within. By the time the first hints of afternoon approached, the scenario had reached a climax, a moment of perfect tension where every action, decision, and movement carried weight, suspense, and the potential for unexpected outcomes. Dwayne, Roach, Dee, and even Mr. Anderson found themselves fully immersed, their focus, energy, and creativity converging to produce a sequence of events that, while seemingly chaotic, was imbued with purpose, engagement, and the unmistakable thrill of orchestrated improvisation. And in that moment, the Winslow household, with all its quirks, personalities, and boundless potential for mischief, stood as a testament to the enduring power of imagination, friendship, and the intricate dance of order and chaos that defines life, learning, and the unforgettable adventures of youth in a world that is simultaneously ordinary and extraordinary in its endless possibilities. As the afternoon sun climbed higher, casting a warm glow across the Winslow living room, the intensity of the ongoing firing squad experiment escalated to levels that even Dwayne himself had not fully anticipated. Every inch of the coffee table was now meticulously mapped out with toy soldiers, miniature barricades fashioned from stacked books, and tiny markers indicating strategic points of interest. Roach, who had initially approached the game with hesitation and caution, was now fully immersed, calculating trajectories, probabilities, and contingencies, his analytical mind trying to impose order on Dwayne's wildly imaginative yet erratic command structure. Dee, who had positioned herself strategically to intervene when necessary, found her role evolving. No longer just a supervisor, she became an active participant, offering tactical advice in her calm, measured tone while occasionally rolling her eyes at the boys' over-the-top dramatics. Mr. Anderson, still leaning casually against the doorframe, observed with a mixture of amusement and fascination, occasionally chiming in with suggestions that were both cryptic and oddly insightful, hinting at experiences that none of the young participants could fully comprehend but which somehow enriched the unfolding scenario. The scenario itself had begun to resemble a miniature battlefield with shifting allegiances, dramatic reversals, and moments of tension that were surprisingly realistic given the medium of plastic soldiers and cardboard barriers. Dwayne, acting as Supreme Commander, had decided that the firing squad must now incorporate a series of challenges that tested the courage, strategy, and negotiation skills of each participant. Roach, always the methodical thinker, protested at first, citing logistical complications and the potential for chaos, but Dwayne dismissed these concerns with a wave of his hand, insisting that true mastery of strategy required embracing unpredictability and improvisation. D, sensing that compromise was necessary to maintain some degree of order, suggested a set of rules to govern the engagement, a framework that allowed creativity while ensuring that no real harm, or serious property damage, occurred. Surprisingly, both boys accepted the framework with minimal objection, and the battle proceeded under the guise of controlled competition. Outside the living room window, the neighborhood seemed unaware of the miniature war raging indoors. The distant sounds of lawnmowers, passing cars, and barking dogs provided a mundane counterpoint to the dramatic orchestration within. Yet, the contrast between the ordinary exterior and the extraordinary interior mirrored the very nature of the Winslow household, where the mundane and the imaginative coexisted in a delicate, often unpredictable balance. As the battle progressed, Dwayne introduced a new element, the secret weapon, a mysterious device from the package that Mr. Anderson had delivered earlier. The device, a small mechanical contraption with blinking lights and moving parts, was designated as a game-changer, capable of shifting the tide of the battle if deployed strategically. Roach, ever skeptical, examined the device, noting its potential but questioning the timing and method of its use. Dwayne, brimming with excitement, dismissed hesitation entirely, declaring that the element of surprise was essential for victory and that the device must be deployed immediately for maximum impact. Dee intervened just in time, reminding both boys to consider safety, stability, and the possibility that the device might function unpredictably. With careful coordination, they integrated the device into the scenario, assigning roles, planning contingencies, and preparing for the moment of deployment. Mr. Anderson, observing quietly, offered subtle guidance, noting patterns in the boys' behavior that hinted at both ingenuity and impulsiveness, a duality that had characterized many of his own youthful exploits. The tension in the room grew palpable as the moment approached. Each participant was hyper-focused. Dwayne's energy radiated through the room as he coordinated troop movements. Roger's analytical mind calculated probabilities, anticipating potential outcomes. Dee's calm demeanor provided a stabilizing force, and Mr. Anderson's quiet commentary offered an additional layer of insight, shaping decisions without overt interference. The deployment of the secret weapon triggered a series of chain reactions, both mechanical and imaginative. Toy soldiers shifted position, miniature barricades toppled, and Dwayne, reacting with a mixture of exhilaration and dramatic flair, declared victory in one sector while simultaneously defending another. Roach, adjusting his strategy in response, launched a counteroffensive that introduced unexpected twists, forcing Dwayne to improvise and adapt in real time. Dee, ensuring that all movements remained controlled, provided subtle corrections, nudging troops into more effective positions while maintaining the integrity of the game. Mr. Anderson, noting the interplay of strategy and spontaneity, quietly smiled, recognizing in the boys a combination of creativity, risk-taking, and adaptability that mirrored his own experiences in games and challenges long ago. Hours passed almost imperceptibly as the scenario evolved. Each participant became more deeply invested in the narrative, assigning backstories to their soldiers, imagining motives, and exploring scenarios far beyond the original framework. The living room, once a space of casual domesticity, had transformed into a theater of imagination, negotiation, and dynamic problem-solving. The intensity of the engagement revealed unexpected aspects of each participant's personality: Dwayne's relentless drive for creative dominance, Roger's meticulous planning and adaptability, Dee's skillful mediation and strategic insight, and Mr. Anderson's ability to observe, guide, and subtly influence outcomes without direct involvement. As the afternoon waned, a surprising development occurred. An unplanned alliance formed between Roche and one faction of Dwayne's soldiers, creating a new power dynamic that neither boy had foreseen. This development tested loyalties, strategies, and the ability to improvise under pressure. Dwayne, initially resistant, quickly adapted, viewing the alliance as an opportunity for more complex tactical maneuvers rather than a threat to his authority. Roche, cautiously optimistic, leveraged the alliance to introduce new strategies and test the effectiveness of his predictive calculations. Dee, maintaining oversight, ensured that the evolving dynamics remained manageable and that the game's integrity was preserved, while Mr. Anderson offered commentary that encouraged creative thinking and problem-solving. The unfolding scenario became increasingly sophisticated, resembling a miniature war game more than a simple childhood pastime. Strategic planning, negotiation, adaptive thinking, and creative storytelling all converged to create a layered experience that engaged the minds and imaginations of everyone involved. Dwayne, ever the dramatic performer, elevated the narrative further by incorporating imaginative dialogue for his soldiers, assigning them unique personalities and motivations, and reacting to their actions with theatrical intensity. Roche, finding unexpected enjoyment in this approach, contributed by developing complex plots and counter-strategies, integrating probability and logical reasoning into the unfolding story. Dee, maintaining her dual role as mediator and participant, guided the boys toward resolutions that balanced conflict, creativity, and playfulness, ensuring that the experience remained constructive while still thrilling. Mr. Anderson, observing with quiet satisfaction, recognized in this microcosm of conflict and collaboration a reflection of broader life skills, the importance of planning, adaptability, negotiation, and the subtle art of leadership without domination. As the late afternoon shadows lengthened, the climax of the battle approached. The secret weapon, now fully integrated into the strategic landscape, became the fulcrum around which all action pivoted. Every movement, decision, and maneuver carried heightened significance. Dwayne, Roche, and Dee, fully engaged, reacted to developments with rapid adjustments, improvisation, and coordination, their combined efforts creating a narrative that was at once chaotic, structured, and deeply immersive. The tension reached a crescendo when an unexpected malfunction in the mechanical device introduced a final, unpredictable variable. Tiny gears jammed, lights flickered erratically, and the previously stable balance of power shifted dramatically. Dwayne reacted with alarm, Roche recalculated possibilities in real time, Dee intervened to prevent actual damage, and Mr. Anderson observed with a knowing smile, understanding that this moment encapsulated the essence of their exercise, the ability to adapt, collaborate, and think creatively under pressure. In those critical moments, the participants demonstrated resilience, ingenuity, and a capacity for rapid problem-solving that transcended the simplicity of their medium. Each decision had immediate consequences, and each adjustment required careful consideration, coordination, and foresight. The room, filled with the sounds of exclamations, laughter, and the faint mechanical whirring of the device, had become a dynamic laboratory of strategy, imagination, and human interaction. By the time the sun dipped toward the horizon, casting long shadows across the floor, the firing squad scenario had reached its natural conclusion. Toy soldiers were carefully repositioned, the secret device was safely deactivated, and the participants paused to reflect on the day's events. Dwayne, exuberant and full of theatrical proclamations, declared victory and heroism on all fronts. Roch, analytical but satisfied, acknowledged the lessons learned and the successful execution of complex strategies. D, ever the voice of reason, commended the participants for their creativity, adaptability, and cooperation, while noting areas for improvement in organization and safety. Mr. Anderson, quietly content, offered final reflections, recognizing the growth, collaboration, and imaginative engagement that had characterized the day's activities. As the evening settled over the Winslow household, a sense of calm returned. The living room, now littered with miniature soldiers, barricades, and markers of creative endeavor, bore silent witness to the intensity, imagination, and joy of the day. Outside, the neighborhood transitioned into twilight, the distant sounds of evening life mingling with the quieter, introspective atmosphere within. The day's events had left an indelible mark on all participants, reinforcing bonds of friendship, trust, and mutual respect while highlighting the interplay between strategy, creativity, and collaboration. In the quiet aftermath, as participants began to disengage and prepare for dinner, reflections on the day's activities prompted conversations about planning, teamwork, and the unexpected outcomes that arise when imagination and strategy collide. Dwayne, still brimming with energy and ideas, began outlining possibilities for future missions. Roch, contemplating the successes and challenges of the day, considered ways to refine analytical approaches while embracing creative flexibility. D, maintaining her dual perspective as participant and mediator, reflected on the balance between guidance and independence in fostering productive, imaginative play. Mr. Anderson, observing from a distance, recognized the enduring value of experiences that combine fun, learning, and engagement, and left with a sense of satisfaction that came from witnessing growth, creativity, and collaboration in action. And so, as night descended on the Winslow household, the echoes of laughter, dramatic exclamations, and imaginative storytelling lingered in the air, a testament to the enduring power of creativity, friendship, and the subtle yet profound lessons that emerge from even the most playful of endeavors. The following morning dawned with a crisp clarity that seemed to invigorate every member of the Winslow household. Sunlight poured into the kitchen, reflecting off the counters and bouncing into the living room where Dwayne and Roch were already awake, their minds buzzing with thoughts of yesterday's firing squad extravaganza. Dwayne, unable to resist the pull of adventure, had immediately begun sketching a new battle map on a scrap piece of cardboard, his pencil moving with frenetic energy, creating zones, obstacles, and imagined tactical advantages with meticulous attention to detail. Roch, sipping a cup of cereal milk that he insisted was an essential component of morning strategy, peered over the emerging plan, evaluating every line and marking potential points of conflict with his analytical precision. D, now fully awake and alert to the early morning activity, observed the boys with a mixture of amusement and mild apprehension. She had learned over time that allowing them free rein in these creative exercises was the best approach, provided she maintained a careful watch to prevent calamities. The previous day's events had left lingering excitement in the air, a kind of charged anticipation that made even ordinary morning routines feel infused with potential. Mr. Anderson, true to his role as observer and occasional instigator, had dropped by unannounced, leaning against the doorframe with a mischievous grin, holding a clipboard that suggested he had prepared some form of evaluation or additional challenge. Dwayne, recognizing the opportunity for immediate engagement, greeted him with exuberance, detailing the plans for the day's evolving scenario, which now included a more elaborate battlefield, new alliances, and the promise of high-stakes improvisation. Roch, cautious as always, calculated risks and potential outcomes, noting that the introduction of external oversight, represented by Mr. Anderson, would add complexity to their strategy. D, sensing the delicate balance between control and chaos, prepared herself for a day that promised to be as demanding as it was entertaining. Outside, the neighborhood hummed with quiet activity. A dog barked persistently at a passing cyclist, a lawnmower droned rhythmically, and a distant car alarm offered an occasional reminder that life continued beyond the confines of the Winslow household. Yet inside, time seemed to stretch and bend around the unfolding narrative, as if the loss of normalcy deferred to imagination, strategy, and the ever-present potential for improvisation. As the morning progressed, the boys implemented preliminary exercises, deploying toy soldiers in mock skirmishes, adjusting placements according to calculated probabilities and intuitive guesses alike. Dwayne, with his signature blend of drama and confidence, narrated each movement, attributing personalities, motivations, and strategic reasoning to his plastic warriors, while Rosh countered with methodical assessments, calculating optimal positioning and predicting possible contingencies. D. Balancing oversight with participation, guided their negotiation and decision-making processes, ensuring that strategic debates did not escalate into disputes or disorder. Mr. Anderson, quietly observing, occasionally interjected with cryptic suggestions, prompting moments of reconsideration that challenged both boys to think beyond immediate tactics and consider broader implications for their imaginary battlefield. The introduction of a new variable, an assortment of small, mechanical devices discovered in a package delivered that morning, added layers of unpredictability to the scenario. These devices, each with moving parts, lights, and subtle mechanical quirks, were quickly incorporated into the game as reinforcements or artillery, depending on the whims of Dwayne and the strategic rationale provided by Roch. The devices performed inconsistently, introducing challenges that demanded quick adaptation, improvisation, and collaborative problem-solving. As the day unfolded, a pattern emerged: the interplay of imagination, structured strategy, and dynamic interaction became increasingly sophisticated. Dwayne's flair for dramatic storytelling complemented Roger's analytical approach, while Dee's mediation provided stability and guidance. Mr. Anderson's intermittent input further enriched the scenario, subtly nudging the participants toward creative solutions and strategic innovation. By late morning, the intensity of the exercises had escalated. Dwayne had devised a new scenario in which two factions of soldiers, one loyal to Roch and one to himself, would compete for control of a symbolic territory represented by the central coffee table. Strategic decisions were made, alliances were tested, and counter-strategies were deployed with remarkable speed and precision. Roch, embracing his role as both strategist and negotiator, sought to maximize efficiency and minimize risk, while Dwayne pursued bold, imaginative maneuvers designed to surprise and outflank his opponent. D. Maintaining oversight, ensured that the scenario remained grounded in safety and order, while subtly encouraging risk-taking and creativity. Mr. Anderson, observing from the periphery, made notes and offered occasional insights, fostering reflection and promoting critical thinking among the participants. As the scenario reached a critical phase, an unexpected complication arose: one of the mechanical devices malfunctioned, spinning erratically and threatening to knock over carefully arranged formations. Dwayne reacted instinctively, attempting to redirect the device with flair and theatricality, while Roch recalculated positions, adjusting strategies to compensate for the unforeseen disturbance. Dee intervened with calm authority, redirecting the device safely and ensuring no toy soldiers were harmed, while Mr. Anderson, ever the observer, noted the participants' responses, recognizing their adaptability and resilience under pressure. The unfolding events highlighted key lessons in strategic thinking, collaboration, and improvisation. Dwayne learned the importance of flexibility and contingency planning. Roch discovered the value of creative problem-solving alongside analytical reasoning, and Dee reinforced the necessity of guidance, oversight, and measured intervention. Mr. Anderson, witnessing the synthesis of these elements, appreciated the broader educational and developmental dimensions of the exercise, recognizing that even playful engagements could cultivate critical skills. As afternoon approached, the intensity of the battle reached new heights. Alliances shifted, unexpected maneuvers challenged existing strategies, and the participants were forced to react with speed, insight, and adaptability. Dwayne, fully immersed in narrative and role-play, orchestrated dramatic movements and imaginative attacks, while Roche implemented calculated responses and preventive measures, ensuring that the unfolding conflict remained balanced and dynamic. Dee's steady hand maintained order and fairness, guiding decisions and mitigating potential conflicts. Mr. Anderson's subtle interventions encouraged reflection, creativity, and adaptation, highlighting the interplay between independent action and collaborative problem-solving. The scenario evolved into a complex web of cause and effect, where each decision reverberated through multiple layers of strategy, narrative, and interpersonal interaction. Dwayne's soldiers engaged in simulated combat, with imaginative storytelling enhancing the realism of the battlefield. Roger's analytical contributions ensured that strategic principles were applied consistently, while Dee maintained an overarching perspective, preserving structure and coherence. Mr. Anderson's observations provided meta-level insights, encouraging participants to evaluate their choices critically and consider long-term consequences. As the day wore on, the participants experimented with increasingly sophisticated tactics, feints, ambushes, and coordinated maneuvers that tested both imagination and analytical reasoning. The mechanical devices added further complexity, introducing stochastic elements that required rapid adaptation and flexible planning. Alliances fluctuated, strategies were revised in real time, and the participants developed an intricate understanding of both their miniature battlefield and the dynamics of collaboration, negotiation, and decision-making. By late afternoon, the firing squad scenario had transformed into a fully realized simulation of strategic engagement, blending narrative, improvisation, analytical reasoning, and interactive problem-solving. Dwayne, Roach, and Dee were fully immersed, their attention focused and their creativity engaged, while Mr. Anderson observed with a sense of satisfaction and amusement. The room had become a laboratory of learning and engagement, where imagination, strategy, and human interaction intersected in meaningful and entertaining ways. Eventually, the scenario reached a climax. Dwayne's faction executed a daring maneuver that threatened Roger's positions, while Roche simultaneously deployed a counter-strategy that neutralized the attack. Dee orchestrated a mediated resolution, ensuring that both sides could claim partial success and that the simulation remained constructive and educational. Mr. Anderson nodded approvingly, recognizing the synthesis of planning, improvisation, and collaboration that had characterized the exercise. As evening descended, the participants reflected on the day's activities. Dwayne recounted the bold moves and dramatic events with pride, Roche analyzed the successes and failures of strategic choices, Dee provided feedback on teamwork, negotiation, and creativity, and Mr. Anderson offered overarching reflections on adaptability, problem-solving, and the value of structured play in cultivating critical thinking. The Winslow household, once again transformed from a site of ordinary domestic activity into a hub of imaginative engagement, settled into calm anticipation of dinner. The living room bore the traces of intense play, scattered toy soldiers, toppled barricades, and mechanical devices resting quietly at the edges of the battlefield. Laughter, dialogue, and reflections lingered in the air, blending seamlessly with the approaching evening's quietude. Outside, the neighborhood transitioned into twilight, the ambient sounds of suburban life providing a gentle backdrop to the thoughtful, satisfied atmosphere within. The participants, having navigated a day of complex interactions, imaginative engagement, and collaborative problem-solving, carried forward not only memories of fun and excitement but also insights into strategy, negotiation, adaptability, and the dynamic balance between structure and creativity. In the calm that followed, Dwayne began to sketch preliminary plans for the next day's activities. Roach evaluated potential improvements to tactical approaches, Dee considered ways to enhance mediation and guidance, and Mr. Anderson, quietly satisfied, reflected on the enduring value of these playful yet instructive interactions. And as night settled fully over the Winslow household, the echoes of laughter, exclamations, and imaginative storytelling mingled with the quiet of evening, leaving a lingering sense of accomplishment, anticipation, and a promise of new adventures, challenges, and creative explorations yet to come. The next morning arrived with a peculiar stillness, as though the Winslow household itself were holding its breath in anticipation of the day ahead. Dwayne was the first to emerge from his room, bouncing down the stairs with his usual dramatic energy, already narrating a brand new scenario for the toy soldiers, one that he insisted would be the most daring, the most audacious mission yet. Roach, still rubbing sleep from his eyes, followed more cautiously, carrying a notebook where he meticulously recorded every strategic decision, prediction, and potential contingency from previous sessions, determined to refine their approach and prevent past oversights from compromising today's operations. Dee, aware of the high probability for chaos that accompanied Dwayne's enthusiasm, prepared herself with her trademark balance of vigilance and patience, ready to intervene should events spiral beyond manageable limits. Mr. Anderson, having decided to join the morning session early, leaned casually against the doorway, his clipboard once again in hand, an enigmatic smile playing across his face as he observed the duo preparing for their latest engagement. Outside, the neighborhood was stirring slowly, the distant hum of traffic, the occasional bark of a dog, and the soft rumble of a lawnmower provided a subtle backdrop to the highly charged atmosphere inside. Yet within the Winslow living room, the energy was anything but mundane. Cardboard maps, miniature barricades, and carefully arranged toy soldiers awaited deployment, each piece a vessel for imagination, strategy, and improvisational skill. Dwayne, already deep into the narrative, began outlining his vision for the mission, which now involved multiple objectives, surprise twists, and an entirely new level of complexity designed to test courage, ingenuity, and adaptability. Roach, noting the potential for oversight, suggested adjustments that would increase efficiency, reduce risk, and allow for contingencies, balancing Dwayne's dramatic flair with methodical reasoning. Dee, facilitating the process, ensured that both creativity and practicality were honored, mediating disputes, clarifying rules, and offering guidance to maximize engagement without sacrificing safety. Mr. Anderson, silently observing, occasionally interjected with subtle hints, pushing the boys to think critically about the narrative, anticipate counter-moves, and consider long-term implications of their strategies. As the morning progressed, the scenario quickly evolved from simple deployment exercises into a sophisticated simulation of tactical engagement. Dwayne's soldiers executed imaginative maneuvers, complete with elaborate backstories and dialogue, while Roger's analytical approach ensured that every move was calculated for optimal impact. Dee maintained oversight, providing corrections, redirecting misplaced enthusiasm, and highlighting areas where cooperation could enhance outcomes. Mr. Anderson's cryptic comments challenged both boys to evaluate their assumptions, consider alternative strategies, and embrace unpredictability as a critical component of effective planning. A turning point occurred when Dwayne, inspired by the previous day's success, introduced a covert operation element into the scenario. A small subset of toy soldiers was tasked with infiltrating enemy lines, gathering intelligence, and executing a surprise maneuver that could decisively shift the balance of power. Roach, intrigued but cautious, analyzed potential outcomes, considering the likelihood of success, the risks involved, and the possible repercussions of failure. Dee, maintaining her role as mediator, ensured that both the covert operation and the main engagement remained coordinated, preserving structural integrity while allowing for creativity and improvisation. Mr. Anderson, observing the evolving dynamics, noted the interplay between initiative, adaptability, and collaboration, appreciating the complex problem-solving skills displayed by the participants. The morning stretched on, punctuated by moments of tension, excitement, and creative storytelling. Dwayne's dramatic narration elevated the scenario, assigning motivations, personalities, and emotions to the toy soldiers, while Roche applied methodical reasoning to anticipate outcomes, deploy reinforcements, and optimize positioning. Dee guided the process, balancing creativity and structure, ensuring fairness, and maintaining an overarching perspective that kept the engagement productive. Mr. Anderson's occasional guidance prompted reflection, strategic reassessment, and inventive solutions, deepening the participants' understanding of both tactical execution and narrative development. As noon approached, the scenario reached an unexpectedly complex stage. Rival factions within the toy soldier deployment began forming temporary alliances, introducing new variables and forcing rapid adaptation. Dwayne embraced the chaos with enthusiasm, incorporating spontaneous plot twists, imaginative backstories, and sudden dramatic events. Roche responded with analytical adjustments, recalculating probabilities, adjusting formations, and predicting potential outcomes to mitigate risks. Dee maintained stability, mediating disputes, clarifying objectives, and encouraging constructive collaboration. Mr. Anderson quietly facilitated critical thinking, prompting consideration of broader consequences and the interdependence of creative and analytical approaches. The afternoon brought further complexity with the introduction of another external element, a new mechanical device, a small automated vehicle from an overlooked package, capable of moving independently across the battlefield. Its unpredictable motion introduced fresh challenges, requiring real-time adaptations and coordination. Dwayne, exhilarated by the addition, immediately incorporated it as a pivotal element of the mission, while Roche evaluated the device's limitations, potential impact, and strategic value. Dee ensured safe integration, minimizing disruptions while maximizing educational and engagement potential. Mr. Anderson observed with quiet satisfaction, recognizing the subtle interplay of problem-solving, adaptation, and creativity that the device stimulated. The scenario intensified as both boys maneuvered their forces, balancing offensive initiatives with defensive strategies, improvising in response to unexpected developments, and navigating the intricacies of alliances, betrayals, and surprise events orchestrated by Dwayne's imaginative narration. Roger's methodical approach complemented Dwayne's creativity, producing a nuanced engagement that combined planning, adaptation, and innovation. Dee's oversight maintained structural coherence and fairness, while Mr. Anderson's guidance subtly influenced critical thinking, reflection, and collaborative problem-solving. In mid-afternoon, a pivotal moment occurred when a critical tactical position, symbolized by a corner of the coffee table, became the focal point of contention. Both Dwayne and Roche executed complex maneuvers to seize control, engaging in rapid decision-making, anticipating counter-moves, and coordinating units with precision. Dee intervened only to maintain order, ensuring safety and fairness, while Mr. Anderson encouraged the boys to reflect on the consequences of their choices, the effectiveness of their strategies, and the emergent patterns of interaction. The clash at this tactical nexus became a defining moment in the scenario. Improvisation, planning, negotiation, and storytelling intersected, producing an intricate and engaging narrative that challenged both boys intellectually and creatively. The mechanical devices added additional unpredictability, creating minor disruptions, testing adaptability, and generating new strategic opportunities. Dwayne responded with flair, improvising solutions and dramatizing outcomes. Roche adjusted methodically, analyzing results and anticipating subsequent developments. Dee monitored and guided, facilitating constructive engagement while minimizing conflict. Mr. Anderson observed. prompting meta-level reflection and encouraging critical assessment of strategy and creativity. By late afternoon, the firing squad scenario had evolved into a highly sophisticated engagement, blending imaginative storytelling, tactical planning, mechanical integration, and interpersonal negotiation. The Winslow living room had become a dynamic laboratory of creativity, strategy, and problem-solving, where each participant contributed uniquely to the complexity and richness of the experience. Dwayne's dramatic leadership, Roger's analytical rigor, Dee's mediating skill, and Mr. Anderson's reflective guidance combined to produce an environment in which learning, entertainment, and collaboration were seamlessly integrated. As evening approached, the scenario reached its natural conclusion. Key positions were stabilized, objectives were fulfilled, and a sense of accomplishment pervaded the room. Dwayne celebrated his successes with theatrical flair, Roche acknowledged strategic achievements and lessons learned, Dee provided reflective feedback on collaboration and creative problem-solving, and Mr. Anderson summarized critical insights, emphasizing adaptability, cooperation, and the integration of imagination with analytical reasoning. The household, once again, transitioned from intense engagement to calm reflection. Toy soldiers were repositioned, mechanical devices secured, and the room gradually returned to its ordinary appearance. Yet the energy, creativity, and intellectual engagement of the day left an indelible mark on the participants. Laughter, dialogue, and reflective discussion lingered, blending seamlessly with the quiet of approaching night. Outside, suburban life continued with its routine rhythm, contrasting with the imaginative, high-stakes world that had unfolded inside. The day's experiences reinforced bonds of friendship, highlighted the value of collaboration and strategic thinking, and underscored the subtle lessons inherent in creative play. Dwayne, still brimming with ideas, began preliminary sketches for future scenarios. Roche reviewed his notes, identifying areas for improvement and potential strategies to explore. Dee reflected on mediation, guidance, and the importance of balancing freedom and structure in imaginative engagement. Mr. Anderson, quietly satisfied, appreciated the enduring educational and developmental value of such exercises. As night fell, the Winslow household settled into a peaceful rhythm. The echoes of the day, laughter, excitement, dramatic exclamations, and creative storytelling, lingered in the air, testifying to the successful integration of imagination, strategy, collaboration, and reflection. The participants carried forward lessons learned, experiences shared, and anticipation for further adventures, ensuring that the spirit of the firing squad would continue to inspire innovation, critical thinking, and imaginative engagement in the days to come. The morning following the previous day's elaborate exercises began with a subtle tension that seemed to permeate the Winslow household, as if the echoes of yesterday's firing squad adventures had left an invisible residue of anticipation. Dwayne, fueled by both the residual thrill of victory and the endless wellspring of imagination that defined him, emerged from his room with an audacious plan already forming in his mind, a narrative so elaborate it threatened to overwhelm even his own organizational capacities. Roch, slower to rise, noted the slight furrow in his brow, a sign that he was already mentally calculating potential outcomes, contingencies, and the efficiency of Dwayne's latest scenario before even witnessing its full scope. Dee, who had begun her day with her usual calm demeanor, observed the pair quietly from the kitchen, sipping coffee and noting the subtle shifts in energy that presaged the morning's forthcoming chaos. Mr. Anderson, who had made a point of arriving earlier than usual, leaned against the doorframe, clipboard in hand, a glint of curiosity in his eyes, fully aware that the morning promised an escalation of the previous day's creative, strategic, and improvisational exercises. The living room, once again transformed into a quasi-battlefield, bore the familiar signs of intense play, miniature barricades crafted from books, a scattering of toy soldiers arranged in both offensive and defensive formations, and several mechanical devices from prior packages resting in strategic positions, poised to influence the unfolding scenario. Dwayne immediately began narrating his vision for the day, describing a multi-phase mission that involved infiltration, reconnaissance, tactical offense, and narrative-driven interactions among the soldiers. Roach, analyzing each component, sought to evaluate the feasibility of the maneuvers, the potential for error, and the likelihood of success, balancing Dwayne's imaginative intensity with methodical reasoning and probability assessments. D, assuming her dual role as mediator and facilitator, intervened subtly to clarify objectives, maintain safety, and ensure that both creativity and logic could coexist within the framework of the day's activities. Mr. Anderson, silently observing the initial deployment, occasionally interjected with enigmatic suggestions designed to provoke critical thinking, inspire adaptation, and challenge assumptions about strategy, narrative causality, and problem-solving. As the morning progressed, the scenario rapidly escalated. Dwayne's soldiers executed complex maneuvers, often improvising in ways that defied simple prediction. Roach, continually recalculating probabilities and potential outcomes, adjusted formations, anticipated counteractions, and attempted to impose a structured logic on the rapidly evolving battlefield. D monitored all actions, ensuring the scenario remained balanced, safe, and intellectually stimulating. Mr. Anderson's subtle interventions introduced additional complexity, prompting the boys to reconsider their assumptions, evaluate unforeseen consequences, and refine both their strategic and narrative approaches. Mid-morning brought a critical turning point, the introduction of a new device capable of autonomous movement across the battlefield. Its unpredictable behavior introduced an additional layer of complexity, forcing Dwayne and Roach to adapt rapidly. Dwayne, embracing the chaos, integrated the device into his narrative as a high-risk, high-reward asset, while Roach meticulously recalculated positions and contingencies to maintain equilibrium and capitalize on potential advantages. D ensured that the device's integration did not compromise safety or structure, guiding its incorporation with measured oversight. Mr. Anderson, observing the interaction, recognized the subtle balance between improvisation, analytical reasoning, and collaborative engagement, appreciating the emergent learning that occurred through the unpredictable dynamics of play. By late morning, the scenario had evolved into a complex simulation blending strategic planning, creative storytelling, mechanical unpredictability, and negotiation. Dwayne's dramatic narration continued to imbue each soldier with personality, motive, and agency, while Roger's analytical oversight ensured that the scenario remained coherent, logically consistent, and strategically challenging. This mediation facilitated cooperation, maintained fairness, and provided critical guidance, while Mr. Anderson's reflective input encouraged higher-level thinking, evaluation of alternative strategies, and assessment of long-term consequences. The participants' engagement reached new levels of sophistication as they navigated shifting alliances, contested objectives, and unforeseen complications introduced by both the mechanical devices and the narrative improvisation of Dwayne's storytelling. In one pivotal sequence, Dwayne orchestrated a covert infiltration that threatened Roger's positions, forcing rapid adaptation, counter-strategic deployment, and negotiation to maintain balance. Roger's methodical planning allowed him to anticipate potential outcomes, adjust his forces, and implement contingency plans, demonstrating adaptability, foresight, and tactical creativity. This oversight ensured the engagement remained productive, safe, and equitable, while Mr. Anderson's comments subtly guided reflection, encouraging the participants to analyze cause-effect relationships and consider emergent complexities. As the scenario unfolded, a series of unexpected events challenged the participants' assumptions and abilities. The autonomous device malfunctioned temporarily, causing minor disruption in troop formations. Dwayne responded with rapid improvisation, leveraging the error as a narrative opportunity, while Roche recalculated trajectories and redeployed units to mitigate the impact. Dee intervened to prevent any real-world disruption, maintaining structural integrity and facilitating adaptation. Mr. Anderson noted the participants' ability to manage unexpected variables, highlighting the practical and intellectual value of resilience, creativity, and collaborative problem-solving. By early afternoon, the battle had reached a climax. Toy soldiers were repositioned, mechanical devices were in motion, and strategic objectives were contested with intensity. Dwayne, fully immersed in dramatic narration, executed audacious maneuvers, while Roche applied analytical rigor to maximize outcomes and minimize risk. Dee maintained coherence and fairness, guiding the interactions and ensuring all participants adhered to mutually understood rules. Mr. Anderson's observations and subtle prompts encouraged critical reflection, adaptability, and anticipation of both immediate and long-term consequences. The intensity and complexity of the scenario required rapid decision-making, coordination, and communication. Each participant contributed uniquely. Dwayne infused energy, creativity, and narrative depth. Roche ensured strategic consistency, probability assessment, and tactical foresight. Dee provided mediation, safety, and structural oversight, and Mr. Anderson offered reflective insight, meta-level analysis, and subtle guidance. This convergence of skills, perspectives, and approaches resulted in an engagement that was simultaneously entertaining, educational, and intellectually stimulating. As the afternoon wore on, the scenario evolved further. Temporary alliances shifted, objectives were re-evaluated, and improvisation became increasingly critical to success. Dwayne introduced additional narrative elements, creating opportunities for dramatic reversals, surprise maneuvers, and innovative strategies. Roche adjusted positions, analyzed contingencies, and optimized deployment in response. Dee mediated emerging conflicts, clarified objectives, and reinforced cooperation. Mr. Anderson observed and guided, prompting critical reflection, adaptive thinking, and appreciation of the interplay between creativity and structured reasoning. A particularly significant moment occurred when Dwayne's soldiers executed a high-risk maneuver that threatened to disrupt Roger's formations entirely. Roche responded with calculated counteractions, deploying units to mitigate risk, redirect attention, and preserve critical positions. Dee facilitated negotiation and resolution, ensuring that both creative vision and strategic integrity were maintained. Mr. Anderson observed the interplay of action, reaction, and adaptation, appreciating the emergent problem-solving and collaborative learning. By late afternoon, the firing squad simulation had reached its natural resolution. Key objectives were achieved, strategic positions were stabilized, and the narrative climax concluded with both dramatic flair and logical consistency. Dwayne celebrated the imaginative achievements, Roche analyzed tactical success and areas for refinement, Dee provided reflective guidance on collaboration and creative engagement, and Mr. Anderson offered overarching insights into strategy, adaptation, and problem-solving. The Winslow living room, once a site of ordinary domestic activity, had again transformed into a dynamic arena of imagination, strategy, and critical thinking. Scattered toy soldiers, mechanical devices, and strategic maps bore witness to the intensity, creativity, and intellectual engagement that had characterized the day's events. As evening approached, participants reflected on their experiences. Dwayne sketched preliminary ideas for future scenarios, Roche reviewed notes and contemplated refinements, Dee evaluated methods of mediation and guidance, and Mr. Anderson reflected on the enduring educational and developmental value of imaginative play combined with structured reasoning. Outside, the neighborhood transitioned into twilight, the distant sounds of suburban life contrasting with the concentrated energy and thoughtful engagement within. The day's events reinforced bonds of friendship, enhanced problem-solving skills, and highlighted the synergy between imagination, strategic reasoning, and collaborative decision-making. And as night settled over the Winslow household, the echoes of laughter, dramatic exclamations, and narrative storytelling lingered, a testament to the enduring impact of creative engagement, thoughtful planning, and the interplay between improvisation and structured thought, leaving the participants both fulfilled and eager for the adventures that tomorrow would surely bring. The morning air was unusually crisp, carrying the faint scent of dew and freshly cut grass, as if nature itself had conspired to heighten the anticipation within the Winslow household. Dwayne, already fully awake, charged down the stairs with a vigor that suggested he had dreamt an entirely new strategic scenario overnight, his eyes sparkling with the thrill of untold possibilities. Rog followed more deliberately, balancing the need for sleep with the drive to refine yesterday's tactical lessons, clutching his notebook filled with meticulous observations, contingency plans, and probabilistic models that mapped potential outcomes for each scenario Dwayne had conceived. D, alert and patient, observed the emerging dynamic with a practiced eye, noting the precise moment when the energy threshold crossed from casual play into full-scale immersive engagement, preparing to step in only when intervention was necessary to maintain safety or clarity. Mr. Anderson, arriving earlier than usual, leaned against the doorway with a clipboard in hand and a bemused smile, fully aware that today's activities would escalate in complexity and excitement, and that his role as observer, guide, and subtle provocateur would once again be indispensable. The living room, which had been meticulously restored after yesterday's engagement, now served as the battlefield for Dwayne's new operation, a multi-layered, high-stakes simulation he insisted would test their strategic and creative capacities like never before. Cardboard maps were carefully laid out, miniature barricades stacked with precision, and toy soldiers positioned according to the preliminary reconnaissance Dwayne had undertaken during the night. Mechanical devices from previous packages were integrated as support units, reconnaissance tools, or disruptive elements, depending on their intended use and the narrative flair Dwayne imposed upon them. Rog, after careful scrutiny, suggested several adjustments to optimize force distribution, minimize vulnerabilities, and create redundancies that would prevent catastrophic failure. D, mediating between Dwayne's imaginative exuberance and Roger's calculated precision, ensured that the adjustments enhanced the scenario without diminishing creativity or excitement. Mr. Anderson, watching with keen interest, noted the interaction as a delicate balance of leadership, collaboration, and negotiation, each participant contributing uniquely to the evolving dynamics. As the morning progressed, the scenario rapidly escalated in complexity. Dwayne's narrative involved multiple simultaneous objectives, including infiltration, reconnaissance, and simulated skirmishes across different sectors of the battlefield. Rog, employing analytical reasoning and probability assessment, recalculated positions, predicted likely outcomes, and implemented tactical adjustments to maintain equilibrium and optimize effectiveness. D maintained structural oversight, ensuring safety, rule adherence, and collaborative engagement. Mr. Anderson observed and offered subtle prompts designed to provoke reflection, encourage adaptive thinking, and highlight the interplay between creativity and structured reasoning. Mid-morning brought an unexpected development. One of the mechanical devices began to behave unpredictably, moving erratically and threatening to disrupt strategically critical positions. Dwayne, seizing the opportunity to dramatize the situation, incorporated the device into the narrative as a high-stakes element, heightening tension and narrative engagement. Rog, recalculating contingencies, redeployed units to compensate, demonstrating adaptability and tactical flexibility. D intervened to prevent any real-world mishap, preserving safety while maintaining the immersive integrity of the scenario. Mr. Anderson, observing the participants' responses, recognized their capacity for problem-solving under uncertainty, adaptability in the face of new variables, and effective coordination of resources. By noon, the scenario had reached a heightened state of sophistication, blending tactical planning, narrative creativity, mechanical unpredictability, and interpersonal negotiation. Dwayne's soldiers executed imaginative maneuvers with dramatic storytelling, Roche optimized deployment and responses with analytical rigor, Dee facilitated cooperation and structure, and Mr. Anderson encouraged reflection, strategic evaluation, and consideration of emergent dynamics. Temporary alliances formed, shifted, and dissolved, requiring participants to negotiate objectives, adapt strategies, and anticipate countermoves in real time. The autonomous mechanical device, now fully integrated into the battlefield, introduced stochastic variables that challenged assumptions, tested adaptability, and encouraged creative problem-solving. In one pivotal sequence, Dwayne's troops launched a coordinated flanking maneuver designed to outwit Roger's positions. Roch, anticipating the approach, implemented contingency strategies, redeploying forces and recalculating probabilities to maintain control of critical sectors. This mediation ensured fairness, maintained safety, and facilitated resolution, while Mr. Anderson observed the synthesis of improvisation, analytical reasoning, and strategic planning. As afternoon unfolded, the intensity and complexity of the scenario increased. Dwayne introduced surprise events, narrative twists, and dramatic reversals, compelling all participants to adapt continuously. Roche responded with methodical adjustments, optimizing deployments and maintaining coherence. Dee provided structural guidance and conflict resolution, ensuring collaboration remained constructive. Mr. Anderson's subtle interventions prompted reflection on strategy, creativity, and adaptive thinking, fostering higher-order problem-solving skills and reinforcing the educational value of the activity. A key moment occurred when the autonomous device moved into a strategically significant position, threatening to alter the balance of power. Dwayne seized the opportunity to narratively escalate tension, while Roche recalculated contingencies and redeployed troops in anticipation of further developments. Dee mediated potential conflicts and ensured procedural integrity, while Mr. Anderson highlighted the importance of observing, analyzing, and adapting to emergent conditions. By late afternoon, the scenario reached its climax. The battlefield, a tapestry of narrative complexity, strategic deployment, and mechanical unpredictability, demanded intense concentration, rapid decision-making, and adaptive collaboration. Dwayne orchestrated a dramatic offensive with a multi-pronged approach, Roche countered with calculated strategies and probabilistic modeling, Dee maintained structural and safety oversight, and Mr. Anderson provided reflective guidance on strategy, adaptation, and the integration of creativity with analytical reasoning. The resolution of the day's engagement involved stabilization of key positions, achievement of primary objectives, and synthesis of narrative and strategic goals. Dwayne celebrated the imaginative and tactical victories with characteristic exuberance, Roche evaluated outcomes and lessons learned, Dee reflected on collaboration, engagement, and mediation, and Mr. Anderson summarized insights into adaptive thinking, problem-solving, and the interplay of creativity and structure. As evening approached, the participants began reflecting on the day's activities. Dwayne, energized by the successful execution of his elaborate scenario, sketched preliminary ideas for future engagements. Roche reviewed outcomes, identifying potential improvements and alternative strategies. Dee considered approaches to enhancing mediation and balancing creativity with oversight. Mr. Anderson reflected on the enduring value of structured imaginative play as a platform for critical thinking, collaboration, and adaptive problem-solving. The Winslow living room, once again, bore the marks of intensive engagement, scattered toy soldiers, toppled barricades, mechanical devices in neutral positions, and carefully annotated maps documenting the day's strategic evolution. Outside, the neighborhood transitioned into twilight, the quiet sounds of suburban life contrasting with the mental and creative activity that had defined the day within. The experiences reinforced bonds of friendship, highlighted effective collaboration, and illustrated the importance of adaptability, innovation, and reflective thinking in dynamic, interactive scenarios. As night settled over the Winslow household, the echoes of storytelling, laughter, and strategic engagement lingered, leaving participants with a sense of accomplishment, intellectual stimulation, and anticipation for the challenges and adventures that would inevitably arise tomorrow. The day had not only provided entertainment and creative expression but also nurtured problem-solving skills, cooperative thinking, and the ability to navigate complex scenarios with imagination, logic, and reflection. And so, as darkness enveloped the house and the stars appeared overhead, the Winslow family and their close collaborators prepared for rest, carrying forward the lessons, memories, and unbridled creativity of the day, confident that the spirit of the firing squad would continue to inspire engagement, growth, and the joyful exploration of strategy and imagination in the days to come. The following morning dawned with a quiet intensity, as if the Winslow household had absorbed the previous day's excitement and transformed it into a subtle, anticipatory energy that hummed through the walls. Dwayne was the first to rise, moving with purpose and determination, already rehearsing scenarios in his mind that combined elements of strategy, imagination, and dramatic storytelling in ways he had not yet attempted. Roch followed, methodically organizing his notes from prior days, reviewing outcomes, identifying areas for refinement, and contemplating the potential variables that could disrupt or enhance Dwayne's ambitious new plans. Dee, watching from her usual vantage point in the kitchen, sensed the building tension, prepared to intervene if necessary, and simultaneously considered methods to encourage creative problem-solving while maintaining fairness and safety. Mr. Anderson, arriving with a knowing smile and his clipboard once again in hand, observed the initial stirrings of activity, fully aware that the day's engagement would test not only strategic thinking and improvisation but also patience, cooperation, and adaptability. The living room had been meticulously restored after the previous session, yet it immediately transformed again into a complex battlefield. Toy soldiers were positioned strategically, barricades constructed with precision, and mechanical devices were arranged to serve as dynamic elements capable of influencing outcomes unpredictably. Dwayne began articulating his vision for the day, a multi-layered mission that required simultaneous offensive and defensive maneuvers, reconnaissance operations, and narrative-driven interactions that tested both creativity and tactical reasoning. Roch, scrutinizing each proposed maneuver, evaluated probabilities, calculated contingencies, and suggested adjustments to optimize performance and minimize the likelihood of catastrophic failure. D. Mediating between Dwayne's imaginative exuberance and Roger's analytical precision, ensured the adjustments were incorporated in a way that preserved the scenario's creativity and engagement potential. Mr. Anderson observed with quiet interest, occasionally interjecting subtle prompts that encouraged reflection, adaptive thinking, and consideration of broader implications for strategy, collaboration, and narrative coherence. As the morning progressed, the intensity of the scenario escalated. Dwayne's troops executed imaginative maneuvers, narrating their actions with dramatic flair, while Roch applied analytical rigor to anticipate outcomes, mitigate risk, and maintain coherent structure. Dee monitored interactions, facilitating negotiation, clarifying objectives, and ensuring that the game remained both fair and safe. Mr. Anderson's subtle guidance challenged the participants to think critically about emergent variables, adaptive responses, and the interplay between narrative improvisation and strategic calculation. Mid-morning, a significant complication arose. One of the mechanical devices began moving unpredictably, threatening to disrupt key positions and testing the participants' adaptability. Dwayne seized the opportunity to incorporate the device into his narrative, heightening tension and dramatic effect, while Roch recalculated strategies, redeployed units, and mitigated potential negative consequences with careful planning. D. Intervened as necessary to maintain safety and coherence, while Mr. Anderson observed the emergent problem-solving dynamics, appreciating the blend of creativity, adaptability, and collaboration. By noon, the scenario had evolved into a sophisticated simulation combining narrative complexity, tactical planning, mechanical unpredictability, and dynamic interpersonal negotiation. Temporary alliances formed and shifted, forcing rapid adaptation and strategic flexibility. Dwayne orchestrated daring offensives with bold narrative choices, Roche applied calculated defensive and countermeasures, D maintained procedural integrity and fairness, and Mr. Anderson facilitated higher-level reflection and evaluation of outcomes. As the afternoon wore on, the complexity increased. Multiple objectives had to be pursued simultaneously, contingencies had to be evaluated continuously, and improvisation became essential to maintain advantage. Dwayne introduced unexpected plot twists, narrative reversals, and imaginative dilemmas. Roche responded with precise analytical adjustments, optimizing resource allocation and unit deployment. D's mediation ensured collaboration and constructive engagement, while Mr. Anderson's occasional prompts encouraged adaptive thinking, reflective evaluation, and the consideration of alternative strategies. A critical moment occurred when Dwayne's troops executed a high-risk maneuver designed to outflank Roger's forces. Roche, anticipating the move, implemented a series of counteractions, adjusting units in real time, evaluating potential outcomes, and ensuring structural coherence. D facilitated negotiation and conflict resolution, preserving safety, fairness, and engagement quality. Mr. Anderson observed the synthesis of creativity and analytical reasoning, recognizing the emergent skills and collaborative problem-solving that defined the session. The autonomous mechanical devices, integrated as both obstacles and tactical tools, introduced unpredictable variables that continuously challenged the participants. Dwayne leveraged the devices narratively, incorporating them into dramatic storylines and unexpected plot twists. Roche recalculated contingencies, adjusted deployments, and adapted strategies to account for the stochastic influence of the devices. D maintained stability, facilitated cooperation, and guided the adaptive processes to ensure learning, engagement, and fairness. Mr. Anderson, quietly observing, noted the participants' capacity for resilience, critical thinking, and improvisation under dynamic conditions. By late afternoon, the scenario reached a climax. The battlefield had become a layered tableau of narrative complexity, tactical engagement, and adaptive problem-solving. Dwayne executed multi-pronged maneuvers with flair and creativity, Roche implemented precise counter-strategies and recalibrated positions, D mediated conflicts and maintained structural integrity, and Mr. Anderson offered reflective guidance that reinforced adaptive thinking, creative problem-solving, and strategic insight. The culmination involved stabilization of key objectives, resolution of emergent conflicts, and integration of narrative and strategic goals. Dwayne celebrated imaginative triumphs and tactical victories, Roche analyzed outcomes, identified lessons learned, and considered refinements, D provided reflective guidance on collaboration and mediation, and Mr. Anderson summarized overarching insights regarding creativity, strategy, and adaptive thinking. As evening approached, the participants reflected on the day's engagement. Dwayne, energized by the successful execution of an elaborate scenario, began outlining ideas for subsequent missions. Roche reviewed analytical notes, considering alternative strategies, adjustments, and optimizations. D reflected on mediation, structural oversight, and methods for balancing creativity with procedural integrity. Mr. Anderson, satisfied with the day's emergent learning outcomes, considered the enduring value of playful, structured, and collaborative exercises for fostering critical thinking, adaptability, and strategic reasoning. The Winslow living room, once again restored yet still bearing traces of dynamic engagement, scattered toy soldiers, mechanical devices in neutral positions, and annotated maps, stood as a testament to the intensity, creativity, and intellectual rigor that had characterized the day. Outside, suburban life continued quietly, contrasting with the concentrated cognitive and imaginative activity within, highlighting the unique space of immersive play that the household had cultivated. The experiences reinforced social bonds, enhanced problem-solving capacities, and illuminated the intricate relationship between imagination, strategy, and adaptive collaboration. As night enveloped the Winslow household, the echoes of laughter, dialogue, dramatic narration, and strategic engagement lingered in the air, leaving participants with a sense of fulfillment, cognitive stimulation, and anticipation for the challenges and adventures that the following day would inevitably bring. The day had not only entertained but had provided a platform for creative exploration, critical thinking, adaptive problem-solving, and the seamless integration of narrative and tactical reasoning. And so, as the household settled into quiet repose, the participants carried forward the insights, memories, and excitement of the day, confident that the spirit of the firing squad and the endless possibilities it represented would continue to inspire engagement, learning, and creativity in the sessions yet to come. The morning sun filtered through the blinds, casting long, narrow streaks of light across the Winslow living room, where the remnants of yesterday's strategic engagement still lingered in a carefully disordered arrangement of toy soldiers, maps, and mechanical devices. Dwayne emerged first, his mind already racing with ideas for a scenario he claimed would surpass all previous exercises in both complexity and imaginative scope. Roach followed, balancing the need for measured caution with the drive to engage in adaptive problem-solving, his notebook in hand as he reviewed previous outcomes and calculated probabilities for potential contingencies in the new scenario. Dee, observing from her usual kitchen vantage point, sipped coffee and monitored the rising tension, prepared to intervene only if the chaotic energy threatened safety or fairness. Mr. Anderson arrived shortly thereafter, clipboard in hand, wearing a quiet smile that suggested both curiosity and amusement, fully aware that today's engagement would test creativity, strategic reasoning, adaptability, and collaborative negotiation to a new degree. The living room had been restored overnight, yet as Dwayne laid out the battlefield with precise enthusiasm, it quickly transformed into a complex tableau of potential conflict, with multiple objectives, divided sectors, and dynamic obstacles designed to challenge every participant's skills. Toy soldiers were deployed according to Dwayne's dramatic narrative, barricades were carefully positioned, and mechanical devices were introduced strategically as both disruptive and opportunistic elements. Roach examined the setup with his usual analytical rigor, suggesting adjustments to maximize efficiency, reduce vulnerability, and create redundancies that would mitigate potential failures. Dee mediated between Dwayne's imaginative intensity and Roger's methodical planning, ensuring that the adjustments preserved the scenario's creative potential while maintaining structure, fairness, and safety. Mr. Anderson observed silently, occasionally providing subtle prompts designed to provoke reflection, encourage adaptive thinking, and highlight the relationship between creativity, analysis, and collaborative decision-making. As the morning progressed, the scenario rapidly evolved into a multi-layered engagement. Dwayne's troops executed dramatic maneuvers, narrating their actions with elaborate backstories and motivations, while Roche applied probabilistic reasoning, calculated optimal positions, and implemented tactical adjustments to maintain equilibrium. Dee ensured procedural integrity, guided conflict resolution, and reinforced cooperative engagement, while Mr. Anderson provided reflective input that prompted participants to analyze strategies, anticipate emergent challenges, and consider long-term implications. Mid-morning brought an unexpected complication. One of the mechanical devices began moving erratically, threatening to disrupt a key strategic position in the center of the battlefield. Dwayne, ever the dramatist, incorporated the device into his narrative as a high-stakes element, heightening tension and narrative immersion. Roche recalculated contingencies, redeployed units, and mitigated potential risks, demonstrating adaptability, foresight, and tactical flexibility. Dee intervened only when necessary to maintain safety and structural integrity, while Mr. Anderson observed the interplay of creativity, analysis, and adaptive problem-solving, appreciating the emergent skills displayed by the participants. By late morning, the scenario had reached a level of complexity that demanded continuous engagement, rapid decision-making, and collaborative negotiation. Temporary alliances formed and dissolved in response to shifting objectives, unpredictable movements of mechanical devices, and Dwayne's dramatic narrative interventions. Dwayne orchestrated audacious offensives, employing imaginative maneuvers that tested Roger's analytical reasoning. Roche implemented precise countermeasures, recalculating outcomes, optimizing deployments, and anticipating future contingencies. Dee maintained fairness, coherence, and constructive engagement, while Mr. Anderson subtly guided reflection, strategic evaluation, and consideration of emergent patterns and adaptive strategies. The interplay of narrative, tactical engagement, and mechanical unpredictability produced a richly layered simulation that challenged every participant intellectually, creatively, and socially. In one pivotal sequence, Dwayne executed a multi-pronged attack designed to outflank Roger's positions and seize control of a critical objective. Roche responded with carefully calculated counter-deployments, probabilistic reasoning, and adaptive repositioning of forces, ensuring that strategic equilibrium was maintained while also respecting the narrative integrity of the engagement. Dee mediated potential conflicts, facilitated negotiation, and ensured that safety and fairness were preserved. Mr. Anderson, observing the unfolding dynamics, appreciated the synthesis of improvisation, analytical rigor, and collaborative problem-solving, noting the subtle learning outcomes embedded within the playful engagement. Afternoon brought new levels of unpredictability as the mechanical devices were activated in sequences designed to challenge assumptions and compel adaptive thinking. Dwayne responded with flair, integrating their movements into dramatic storylines and incorporating sudden plot twists that required real-time recalibration. Roche recalculated contingencies, adjusted formations, and anticipated emergent threats to maintain strategic advantage. Dee continued her role of mediation and oversight, ensuring cooperative engagement and structural coherence. Mr. Anderson's reflective prompts encouraged higher-order thinking, metastrategic evaluation, and an appreciation for the integration of creativity with structured reasoning. A crucial moment arrived when one mechanical device unexpectedly disrupted a central formation, creating both narrative and strategic complications. Dwayne leveraged the disruption narratively, enhancing the drama and testing Roger's adaptability. Roche swiftly recalculated, redeployed forces, and adjusted the overall plan to accommodate the disruption. Dee mediated potential conflicts, clarified objectives, and facilitated constructive problem-solving. Mr. Anderson observed and reflected on the participants' responses, noting their resilience, adaptability, and capacity for creative collaboration under dynamic conditions. By late afternoon, the scenario approached its climax. The battlefield, now a dynamic interplay of narrative complexity, tactical deployment, and stochastic mechanical influences, demanded intense focus, rapid adaptation, and sophisticated coordination. Dwayne executed multi-pronged strategies, employing bold improvisation and narrative depth. Roche implemented precise counter-strategies, optimizing outcomes and maintaining structural coherence. Dee ensured fairness, safety, and cooperation throughout the engagement. Mr. Anderson provided reflective guidance, encouraging analysis of strategy, assessment of emergent dynamics, and integration of creative and analytical approaches. The resolution involved stabilization of key objectives, consolidation of positions, and narrative closure, blending strategic success with dramatic flair. Dwayne celebrated imaginative achievements, Roche analyzed outcomes and lessons learned, Dee reflected on collaboration and mediation, and Mr. Anderson summarized insights regarding adaptive thinking, problem-solving, and the synergy between creativity and structured strategy. As evening fell, participants reflected on the day's activities. Dwayne, inspired by the successful execution of his elaborate scenario, began sketching plans for future missions. Roche reviewed notes, identifying potential improvements and new strategies to explore. Dee considered methods for enhancing mediation and balancing creative freedom with structural oversight. Mr. Anderson contemplated the educational and developmental value of imaginative, collaborative engagement, observing the enduring impact on critical thinking, adaptability, and cooperative problem-solving skills. The Winslow living room, once again, bore the marks of intensive engagement, toy soldiers in varied positions, mechanical devices at rest, and annotated maps documenting strategic evolution. Outside, suburban life continued in quiet contrast to the vibrant cognitive and imaginative activity within. The day's experiences reinforced collaboration, adaptability, strategic reasoning, and creative problem-solving, leaving participants with a sense of accomplishment, intellectual stimulation, and anticipation for the adventures and challenges that awaited in subsequent sessions. As night settled over the Winslow household, the echoes of laughter, strategic discussion, and dramatic storytelling lingered, a testament to the enduring influence of imagination, adaptive thinking, and collaborative engagement, ensuring that the spirit of the firing squad would continue to inspire learning, creativity, and innovation in the days to come. The morning unfolded with an unusual stillness in the Winslow household, a quiet that suggested both anticipation and the residual intensity of prior engagements. Dwayne was the first to rise, moving down the stairs with a determined energy that seemed to emanate from every gesture, his mind already constructing a scenario so elaborate and intricate that he could barely contain it. Roche followed at a more deliberate pace, reviewing his meticulously kept notes, recalculating probabilities from previous encounters, and formulating strategies to optimize outcomes in anticipation of Dwayne's inevitable creative onslaught. Dee, watching from her vantage point in the kitchen, observed the subtle interplay of energy, focus, and tension that heralded the morning's engagement, prepared to mediate, guide, and intervene only when the intensity threatened to spill over into disorder. Mr. Anderson arrived shortly thereafter, clipboard in hand, a faintly bemused smile on his face, fully aware that today's engagement would challenge not only tactical reasoning and improvisation but also patience, negotiation, and adaptability among the participants. The living room had been restored overnight, yet it rapidly transformed once Dwayne began deploying toy soldiers, mechanical devices, and barricades with precise yet dramatically conceived positioning. The battlefield now incorporated multiple objectives, segmented zones, and dynamic elements that could unpredictably influence outcomes, creating a layered environment demanding both strategic reasoning and imaginative interpretation. Dwayne outlined a scenario in elaborate detail, presenting a narrative that required simultaneous engagement on several fronts, the coordination of different factions, and the resolution of unexpected complications. Roche, scanning the layout, suggested optimizations to maximize efficiency, reduce exposure to risk, and account for contingencies, balancing Dwayne's narrative flourish with methodical logic. Dee facilitated adjustments, ensuring both the integrity of the scenario and cooperative engagement among participants. Mr. Anderson observed silently, occasionally prompting reflection and encouraging adaptive thinking, highlighting emergent complexities and subtle opportunities for creative problem-solving. As the morning progressed, the intensity of engagement increased steadily. Dwayne's troops executed complex maneuvers, each movement narrated with elaborate backstories, motivations, and dramatic flair. Roche, Applying analytical rigor, recalculated potential outcomes, assessed risks, and implemented tactical adjustments to maintain equilibrium. D. Ensured safety, fairness, and coherence in interactions, while Mr. Anderson guided reflection, strategic evaluation, and consideration of alternative approaches. Mid-morning brought an unexpected complication, a mechanical device, previously integrated as a supportive element, malfunctioned unpredictably, threatening to disrupt key formations. Dwayne embraced the disruption, incorporating it into his narrative with heightened tension and improvisational creativity. Roche responded with rapid analysis, recalibrating positions, and deploying contingencies to mitigate the potential disruption. D. Intervened where necessary, preserving safety and structural integrity, while Mr. Anderson noted the participants' adaptability, problem-solving, and collaborative decision-making. By late morning, the scenario had evolved into a highly sophisticated simulation, blending imaginative storytelling, tactical execution, mechanical unpredictability, and dynamic negotiation. Temporary alliances formed and dissolved in response to emergent conditions, requiring continuous adaptation and coordination. Dwayne orchestrated dramatic maneuvers designed to outflank Rogers' forces, while Roche responded with strategic recalibrations, probabilistic analysis, and preventive positioning. D. Mediated conflicts, clarified objectives, and ensured cooperation and fairness, while Mr. Anderson provided subtle interventions that encouraged reflection on emergent dynamics and strategic adaptation. The scenario demanded rapid decision-making, situational awareness, and the integration of both creative and analytical thinking. In one pivotal sequence, Dwayne's troops executed a coordinated multi-front assault designed to seize control of a strategically significant zone. Roche, anticipating the maneuver, deployed countermeasures with calculated precision, adjusting force distribution and optimizing unit placement to maintain control and mitigate potential losses. D. Facilitated negotiation, ensured equitable engagement, and maintained structural coherence. Mr. Anderson observed and reflected on the interplay between improvisation, analytical reasoning, and collaborative problem-solving, recognizing the educational and developmental value embedded in the exercise. Afternoon introduced further complexity with the activation of multiple mechanical devices, each exhibiting semi-randomized movement patterns that introduce stochastic elements into the strategic environment. Dwayne leveraged these devices narratively, incorporating them into dramatic storylines, surprise maneuvers, and improvisational plot twists. Roche adapted analytically, recalculating positions, assessing probabilities, and optimizing response strategies. D. Continued her mediation, maintaining cooperation, fairness, and procedural integrity. Mr. Anderson's reflective guidance encouraged participants to evaluate emergent situations critically, anticipate consequences, and balance creativity with tactical reasoning. A particularly decisive moment occurred when a mechanical device disrupted a central formation, threatening the balance of strategic positions. Dwayne responded by dramatizing the event, increasing narrative tension and challenging Rogers' adaptability. Roche implemented rapid recalibrations, repositioning units, and adjusting strategies to mitigate the disruption while preserving strategic objectives. D. Mediated interactions, clarified objectives, and ensured that all actions remain constructive and safe. Mr. Anderson observed attentively, noting the participants' ability to maintain adaptive problem-solving under pressure and the integration of narrative creativity with tactical reasoning. By late afternoon, the engagement approached its climax. The battlefield, a complex synthesis of narrative, strategy, and stochastic elements, demanded acute focus, rapid adaptation, and nuanced coordination. Dwayne executed daring multi-pronged maneuvers, combining dramatic storytelling with strategic ingenuity. Roche countered with precision, optimizing deployment and maintaining overall structural integrity. D. Guided mediation and cooperative engagement, ensuring that all participants adhered to rules and maintained productive interaction. Mr. Anderson prompted reflection on emergent strategies, the integration of creative and analytical processes, and the adaptation to unpredictable variables. The culmination involved the stabilization of key objectives, resolution of emergent conflicts, and the merging of narrative and strategic goals. Dwayne celebrated imaginative and tactical successes with characteristic enthusiasm. Roche analyzed outcomes and identified lessons learned. D. reflected on collaborative and procedural achievements, and Mr. Anderson summarized insights on adaptive thinking, problem-solving, and the effective integration of creativity with structured reasoning. As evening approached, the participants reviewed the day's outcomes. Dwayne, inspired by the elaborate execution of his scenario, began drafting ideas for future engagements. Roche evaluated potential improvements, alternative strategies, and refinements to tactical approaches. D. reflected on mediation techniques and methods for maintaining the balance between creative freedom and structural oversight. Mr. Anderson considered the broader educational and developmental implications of such engagements, noting their value in fostering critical thinking, adaptability, collaboration, and creative problem-solving. The Winslow living room, once again restored yet still bearing traces of intensive engagement, scattered toy soldiers, mechanical devices at rest, and annotated tactical maps, stood as a testament to the combination of creativity, analytical reasoning, and cooperative effort that defined the day. Outside, suburban life continued in quiet contrast, underscoring the unique environment created within the household. The day's activities reinforced strategic thinking, adaptability, collaborative problem-solving, and imaginative exploration. As night fell over the Winslow household, the echoes of storytelling, laughter, negotiation, and strategic engagement lingered, leaving the participants with a sense of accomplishment, cognitive stimulation, and anticipation for subsequent challenges and creative adventures. The enduring spirit of the firing squad, with its integration of imagination, tactical reasoning, and collaborative engagement, continued to inspire learning, innovation, and engagement, ensuring that the Winslow household would remain a vibrant arena of strategic play and creative exploration in the days to come. The morning arrived with a calm that belied the intensity of the Winslow household's recent engagements, yet there was an unmistakable undercurrent of anticipation, a subtle electricity that suggested today's activities would escalate in both complexity and creative depth. Dwayne was the first to descend the stairs, energized and brimming with new ideas, his mind a flurry of tactical maneuvers, narrative twists, and imaginative possibilities that promised to push the boundaries of previous scenarios. Roche followed at a more measured pace, his notebook clutched firmly as he reviewed prior outcomes, recalculated contingencies, and considered potential variables that could either disrupt or enhance Dwayne's ambitious plans. Dee observed silently from her usual kitchen vantage point, sipping coffee and monitoring the atmosphere, ready to mediate, clarify objectives, or intervene if the unfolding energy threatened safety or fairness. Mr. Anderson arrived shortly thereafter, clipboard in hand, a faintly amused expression on his face, fully aware that today's engagement would challenge not only strategic reasoning and improvisational skill but also patience, collaboration, and adaptive problem-solving. The living room had been carefully restored, yet as Dwayne began arranging the toy soldiers, barricades, and mechanical devices, it quickly transformed into a highly complex battlefield. The scenario included multiple objectives, divided zones, and dynamic elements capable of introducing unexpected variables, requiring participants to think creatively, analytically, and collaboratively to achieve success. Dwayne outlined his vision with dramatic flair, presenting a multi-layered operation involving coordinated attacks, reconnaissance missions, and narrative-driven interactions designed to challenge both imagination and tactical acumen. Roche analyzed the proposed plan with meticulous attention, suggesting optimizations to maximize efficiency, minimize vulnerabilities, and establish contingency frameworks capable of mitigating potential failures. D facilitated these adjustments, ensuring that both strategic integrity and imaginative engagement were preserved while maintaining fairness and safety. Mr. Anderson observed quietly, occasionally providing subtle prompts to encourage reflection, adaptive thinking, and awareness of emergent dynamics within the scenario. As the morning progressed, the scenario intensified rapidly. Dwayne's troops moved with imaginative precision, each action accompanied by narrative commentary that added depth and drama to the engagement. Roche applied probabilistic reasoning and tactical assessment to anticipate outcomes, adjust deployments, and maintain structural coherence. D ensured that interactions remained cooperative, safe, and fair, while Mr. Anderson guided reflection and strategic evaluation, encouraging participants to consider both immediate and long-term consequences of their decisions. Mid-morning, an unexpected complication emerged. One of the mechanical devices malfunctioned unpredictably, threatening to disrupt critical formations and introduce stochastic elements into the engagement. Dwayne immediately incorporated the device into his narrative, heightening dramatic tension and improvisational challenge. Roche responded analytically, recalibrating unit positions and implementing contingency strategies to maintain equilibrium. D intervened only as necessary to preserve safety and procedural integrity, while Mr. Anderson observed the adaptive problem-solving and collaborative negotiation that emerged in response to the disruption. By late morning, the scenario had developed into a highly intricate simulation, blending narrative complexity, strategic deployment, mechanical unpredictability, and social negotiation. Temporary alliances formed and dissolved in response to shifting conditions, requiring continuous adaptation, rapid decision-making, and cooperative engagement. Dwayne orchestrated daring maneuvers with creative flair, Roche countered with precise tactical adjustments and probabilistic calculations, D mediated conflicts and maintained structural coherence, and Mr. Anderson provided reflective prompts that encouraged higher-level strategic thinking and analysis of emergent dynamics. In one pivotal sequence, Dwayne's forces launched a multi-pronged offensive designed to seize control of a strategically significant zone. Roche, anticipating the maneuver, implemented countermeasures with precision, redeploying units, and recalculating contingencies to preserve key positions. D facilitated negotiation and ensured fairness, while Mr. Anderson observed the synthesis of improvisation, analytical reasoning, and collaborative problem-solving, noting the emergent learning opportunities and adaptive strategies that characterize the engagement. Afternoon brought additional layers of unpredictability as mechanical devices moved independently, altering the landscape and introducing new challenges. Dwayne integrated their movement narratively, adding suspense and opportunities for improvisation. Roche adapted analytically, recalculating positions, optimizing deployments, and predicting emergent threats. D maintained oversight, promoting cooperation, fairness, and procedural integrity, while Mr. Anderson encouraged participants to reflect on adaptive decision-making, the integration of creative and analytical strategies, and the management of uncertainty. A critical moment occurred when a mechanical device disrupted central formations, creating a cascade of strategic and narrative complications. Dwayne seized the opportunity to heighten drama, incorporating the disruption into the storyline and challenging Roger's adaptability. Roche responded with methodical recalibration, repositioning forces, and adjusting strategies to mitigate the impact while preserving strategic and narrative objectives. D mediated interactions, clarified objectives, and ensured constructive engagement, while Mr. Anderson observed the emergent problem-solving and resilience displayed by the participants. By late afternoon, the scenario approached its climax. The battlefield, now a complex tapestry of narrative, tactical engagement, and stochastic elements, demanded acute focus, rapid adaptation, and coordinated execution. Dwayne executed multi-pronged maneuvers with dramatic narrative integration. Roche implemented precise counter-strategies to maintain structural coherence and optimize outcomes. Dee facilitated mediation and cooperative engagement, and Mr. Anderson guided reflective assessment of strategy, adaptation, and emergent patterns. The culmination involved stabilization of critical objectives, resolution of conflicts, and integration of narrative and strategic goals. Dwayne celebrated imaginative and tactical successes with characteristic enthusiasm. Roche analyzed results, identified lessons learned, and considered refinements. Dee reflected on collaboration, mediation, and procedural oversight, and Mr. Anderson summarized insights into adaptive thinking, problem-solving, and the effective blending of creativity with structured strategy. As evening approached, participants reviewed the day's engagement. Dwayne, inspired by the successful execution of an elaborate scenario, began planning ideas for future missions. Roche evaluated tactical refinements, alternative strategies, and optimizations. Dee reflected on mediation and balance between creativity and procedural control. Mr. Anderson considered the broader educational and developmental impact of such engagements, recognizing their value in promoting critical thinking, adaptability, collaborative problem-solving, and creative exploration. The Winslow living room, once restored yet still bearing evidence of intensive engagement, scattered toy soldiers, mechanical devices at rest, and annotated maps, stood as a testament to the integration of creativity, analytical reasoning, and cooperative effort. Outside, suburban life continued quietly, contrasting with the vibrant cognitive and imaginative activity within. The day's experiences reinforced strategic thinking, adaptive problem-solving, cooperative engagement, and imaginative exploration. As night fell over the Winslow household, the echoes of laughter, storytelling, negotiation, and strategic engagement lingered, leaving participants with a sense of accomplishment, cognitive stimulation, and anticipation for future challenges and adventures. The enduring spirit of the firing squad, its combination of imagination, strategy, and collaborative engagement, continued to inspire learning, creativity, and adaptive problem-solving, ensuring that the Winslow household remained a dynamic arena of exploration and innovation. The morning emerged with a muted brilliance, the sunlight filtering through the blinds in a pattern that seemed almost deliberate, illuminating the Winslow living room where the remnants of past battles, toy soldiers, barricades, and mechanical devices still bore witness to the intensity of prior engagements. Dwayne, already awake and brimming with anticipation, descended the stairs with a purposeful energy, his mind teeming with new strategies, narrative twists, and creative contingencies he had imagined during the night. Roche followed with measured determination, his notebook in hand, reviewing past scenarios, recalculating probabilities, and refining strategic approaches to anticipate Dwayne's innovations. Dee observed from her usual vantage point, monitoring the atmosphere with quiet vigilance, prepared to mediate and guide only when the fervor threatened to compromise safety, fairness, or structural coherence. Mr. Anderson arrived soon after, clipboard in hand and a faint, knowing smile on his face, aware that today's engagement would demand not only strategic acumen and improvisational skill but also patience, adaptability, and collaborative negotiation among all participants. The living room, meticulously restored overnight, rapidly transformed once Dwayne began arranging the soldiers, barricades, and mechanical devices, creating a battlefield of remarkable complexity. Multiple objectives, segmented zones, and dynamic elements designed to introduce unpredictable variables challenged participants to engage simultaneously in creative improvisation, analytical reasoning, and cooperative problem-solving. Dwayne outlined the scenario with characteristic drama, presenting a multi-front operation requiring coordination across diverse units, simultaneous objectives, and reactive adaptations to unforeseen developments. Roche, examining the setup, suggested optimizations to minimize risk, establish contingencies, and maintain strategic coherence while balancing the narrative flourishes Dwayne imposed on the engagement. Dee mediated the adjustments, ensuring both imaginative freedom and procedural integrity, while Mr. Anderson observed and occasionally provided subtle prompts to encourage adaptive thinking, reflection, and the anticipation of emergent complexities. As the morning progressed, the intensity escalated. Dwayne's troops executed imaginative maneuvers, each action narrated with elaborate detail, backstory, and motivation, while Roche applied probabilistic analysis and tactical foresight to optimize positioning and respond to changing conditions. Dee ensured cooperative engagement, fairness, and safety, and Mr. Anderson facilitated reflective observation, encouraging participants to evaluate consequences, anticipate emergent patterns, and balance creativity with logical reasoning. Mid-morning introduced an unanticipated complication. A mechanical device, previously a support element, began to behave erratically, disrupting key formations and challenging both narrative continuity and strategic stability. Dwayne immediately integrated the device into the storyline, heightening dramatic tension and improvisational challenge. Roche responded analytically, recalibrating positions, implementing contingencies, and optimizing outcomes despite the disruption. Dee intervened selectively to preserve safety and structural coherence, while Mr. Anderson observed and noted the participants' adaptive responses, problem-solving skills, and collaborative negotiation. By late morning, the scenario had evolved into a highly intricate engagement, integrating narrative depth, tactical strategy, mechanical unpredictability, and interpersonal negotiation. Temporary alliances shifted in response to evolving conditions, requiring real-time adaptation, rapid decision-making, and coordinated collaboration. Dwayne orchestrated daring maneuvers, Roche implemented precise counter-strategies, Dee mediated conflicts and maintained structural integrity, and Mr. Anderson subtly guided reflective analysis and strategic evaluation. The interplay between narrative creativity and analytical reasoning produced a richly layered experience, challenging participants intellectually, socially, and imaginatively. In a pivotal sequence, Dwayne executed a coordinated, multi-pronged offensive aimed at capturing a strategically critical zone. Roche anticipated the move and implemented calculated countermeasures, deploying units, recalculating probabilities, and preserving key positions. Dee facilitated negotiation, ensuring fairness, clarity, and engagement quality. Mr. Anderson observed the synthesis of improvisation, analytical rigor, and collaborative problem-solving, recognizing emergent learning and adaptive strategies within the dynamic scenario. Afternoon brought further complexity as mechanical devices, semi-autonomous in movement, introduced stochastic variables that demanded continuous adaptation. Dwayne incorporated their movement into dramatic narrative events, heightening suspense and providing opportunities for improvisation. Roche recalculated unit placements, anticipated emergent threats, and optimized tactical deployment. Dee maintained oversight, ensuring procedural integrity, fairness, and collaborative engagement, while Mr. Anderson prompted reflective assessment of strategic adaptations, emergent outcomes, and the integration of creative and analytical reasoning. A decisive moment arose when a device unexpectedly disrupted central formations, creating cascading narrative and strategic complications. Dwayne seized the disruption to heighten drama, testing Roger's adaptability and prompting improvisational problem-solving. Roche implemented swift recalibrations, adjusting positions and strategies to mitigate impact while maintaining structural and narrative objectives. Dee mediated interactions, clarified goals, and ensured productive engagement. Mr. Anderson observed the adaptive strategies and resilience demonstrated, highlighting the educational and developmental value inherent in dynamic, collaborative play. By late afternoon, the engagement neared its climax. The battlefield, a dynamic interweaving of narrative, tactical maneuvers, and stochastic mechanical influences, demanded acute focus, rapid adaptation, and precise coordination. Dwayne executed multi-pronged strategies infused with narrative complexity. Roche implemented countermeasures with precision and analytical insight. Dee guided mediation and cooperative engagement, and Mr. Anderson encouraged reflective thinking and strategic evaluation. The resolution involved stabilization of objectives, consolidation of positions, and integration of narrative and strategic outcomes. Dwayne celebrated imaginative and tactical success. Roche analyzed outcomes and lessons learned. Dee reflected on collaboration, mediation, and procedural oversight, and Mr. Anderson summarized insights regarding adaptive thinking, problem-solving, and the blending of creativity with structured strategy. As evening approached, participants reviewed the day's engagement. Dwayne, inspired by the successful execution of a highly complex scenario, began outlining future missions. Roche evaluated tactical refinements, potential alternative strategies, and optimizations. Dee reflected on mediation techniques, maintaining balance between creative freedom and procedural control. Mr. Anderson contemplated the broader educational and developmental implications, noting the value of structured, imaginative engagement in promoting critical thinking, adaptive problem-solving, collaborative negotiation, and creative exploration. The Winslow living room, once restored yet still bearing evidence of intensive engagement, scattered toy soldiers, mechanical devices at rest, and annotated tactical maps, stood as a testament to the integration of creativity, analytical reasoning, and cooperative effort. Outside, suburban life persisted quietly, providing contrast to the vibrant cognitive and imaginative activity within. The day's experiences reinforced strategic thinking, adaptive problem-solving, cooperative engagement, and imaginative exploration. As night settled over the Winslow household, the echoes of laughter, storytelling, negotiation, and tactical engagement lingered, leaving participants with a sense of fulfillment, cognitive stimulation, and anticipation for the final chapter of the Firing Squad adventures, confident that the enduring spirit of creativity, strategy, and collaboration would continue to inspire future sessions. The final morning in the Winslow household dawned with a sense of solemn anticipation, an almost imperceptible tension that suggested this session would be unlike any that had come before. Dwayne, as always, was the first to rise, moving down the stairs with a purposeful intensity, his mind already weaving an elaborate scenario that he insisted would test creativity, strategy, and adaptability to their limits. Roche followed at a measured pace, his notebook open, filled with meticulous notes from the previous days, recalculating contingencies, optimizing strategies, and preparing for the unexpected variables Dwayne was known to introduce. Dee, observing quietly from the kitchen, sipped her coffee with a sense of vigilant readiness, aware that today's engagement would demand both creative improvisation and careful oversight to ensure safety, fairness, and structural integrity. Mr. Anderson arrived shortly thereafter, clipboard in hand, a faint smile on his face betraying both amusement and anticipation, fully aware that today would challenge the participants' abilities to synthesize imagination, analysis, collaboration, and adaptive problem-solving. The living room, meticulously restored after the previous sessions, immediately transformed as Dwayne arranged toy soldiers, barricades, and mechanical devices in a manner that suggested a multi-layered battlefield of extraordinary complexity. Multiple zones, competing objectives, and dynamic elements capable of stochastic movement created an environment demanding continuous creative, analytical, and cooperative engagement. Dwayne outlined a scenario with dramatic flair, presenting a complex operation requiring simultaneous coordination across multiple fronts, rapid adaptation to emergent threats, and narrative-driven decision-making that would test each participant's ingenuity and reasoning. Roche scrutinized the layout, suggested strategic optimizations, calculated contingencies, and considered the variables introduced by mechanical unpredictability. D. Facilitated adjustments, ensuring procedural integrity, fairness, and collaborative engagement while preserving Dwayne's narrative creativity. Mr. Anderson observed, occasionally offering reflective prompts to encourage higher-order thinking, adaptability, and awareness of emergent complexities. As the morning progressed, the intensity of the engagement increased steadily. Dwayne's forces executed imaginative maneuvers, each action imbued with narrative significance, elaborate backstory, and dramatic tension. Roche applied analytical precision, calculating probabilities, assessing emergent threats, and implementing tactical adjustments to optimize outcomes. D. Ensured fairness, structural coherence, and cooperative engagement, while Mr. Anderson guided reflective analysis and evaluation of emergent strategies and adaptive decisions. Mid-morning brought an unexpected complication. One of the mechanical devices, previously considered stable, began moving erratically, threatening to disrupt the central formation critical to both narrative and tactical objectives. Dwayne immediately integrated the device into the storyline, heightening dramatic tension and creating improvisational challenges for all participants. Roche responded swiftly, recalculating positions, deploying contingencies, and maintaining strategic coherence despite the unpredictable disruption. D. Intervened selectively to preserve safety and procedural integrity, while Mr. Anderson observed the emergent problem-solving, adaptive thinking, and collaborative negotiation that arose in response. By late morning, the scenario had developed into an extraordinarily intricate engagement, blending narrative depth, tactical strategy, mechanical unpredictability, and dynamic interpersonal negotiation. Temporary alliances shifted and evolved in response to changing conditions, requiring continuous adaptation, rapid decision-making, and cooperative coordination. Dwayne orchestrated bold multi-pronged maneuvers designed to outflank Roger's forces while maintaining narrative coherence. Roche countered with precise analytical measures, optimizing force deployment, recalculating contingencies, and preserving control of key zones. D. Mediated interactions, facilitated negotiation, and ensured equitable engagement. Mr. Anderson observed, reflecting on the synthesis of improvisation, analytical reasoning, and collaborative problem-solving, noting the emergent learning and adaptive strategies inherent in the exercise. Afternoon brought further unpredictability as mechanical devices, moving semi-autonomously, introduced stochastic variables that required continuous adaptation. Dwayne wove their movements into dramatic storylines, enhancing tension, suspense, and opportunities for improvisation. Roche recalculated strategies, repositioned units, and predicted emergent threats with methodical precision. D. Maintained oversight, promoting fairness, safety, and collaborative engagement. Mr. Anderson encouraged participants to consider the integration of creative and analytical reasoning, adaptive decision-making, and emergent strategy. A decisive moment arose when a mechanical device disrupted central formations, creating cascading complications. Dwayne seized the opportunity to heighten narrative drama, challenging Roger's adaptability and improvisational skills. Roche implemented rapid recalibrations, adjusting positions and strategies to mitigate impact while preserving strategic and narrative objectives. D. Mediated interactions, clarified objectives, and ensured constructive engagement. Mr. Anderson observed the participants' resilience, adaptive problem-solving, and capacity for creative collaboration under pressure, highlighting the educational and developmental value embedded in the engagement. By late afternoon, the scenario reached its climax. The battlefield, a complex interplay of narrative, tactical maneuvers, and stochastic influences, demanded acute focus, rapid adaptation, and coordinated execution. Dwayne executed multi-pronged maneuvers infused with imaginative storytelling, Roche implemented precise counter-strategies to maintain structural integrity and optimize outcomes. D facilitated mediation and cooperative engagement, and Mr. Anderson guided reflective assessment of emergent strategies, adaptations, and the integration of creative and analytical reasoning. The resolution involved stabilization of objectives, consolidation of positions, and the merging of narrative and strategic goals. Dwayne celebrated imaginative and tactical victories. Roche analyzed outcomes and lessons learned. D reflected on mediation, collaboration, and structural integrity, and Mr. Anderson summarized insights into adaptive thinking, problem-solving, and the integration of creativity with strategic reasoning. As evening approached, the participants reflected on the culmination of their efforts. Dwayne, energized and inspired, began sketching future scenarios, envisioning increasingly elaborate engagements. Roche evaluated potential refinements, alternative strategies, and probabilistic optimizations. D considered methods for maintaining balance between imaginative freedom and procedural oversight. Mr. Anderson contemplated the broader implications, recognizing the enduring educational, cognitive, and social benefits of structured imaginative engagement. The Winslow living room, once again restored yet still bearing traces of intense engagement, scattered toy soldiers, mechanical devices at rest, and annotated tactical maps, stood as a testament to the fusion of creativity, analytical reasoning, and cooperative effort that had characterized the final session. Outside, the quiet of suburban evening contrasted with the vibrant cognitive and imaginative activity that had taken place within. The day's experiences reinforced strategic thinking, adaptability, collaborative problem-solving, and imaginative exploration, leaving participants with a profound sense of fulfillment, intellectual stimulation, and confidence in their capacity to navigate complexity with creativity and rigor. As night enveloped the Winslow household, the echoes of laughter, storytelling, negotiation, and strategic engagement lingered in the air, marking the end of the firing squad adventures. The spirit of imagination, adaptive problem-solving, and collaborative engagement would endure, ensuring that the lessons, memories, and creative inspiration from this extraordinary series of engagements would continue to influence, enrich, and guide the Winslow household for years to come, a lasting testament to the power of strategy, imagination, and human connection in the dynamic theater of play and creativity.